live.
Hello. Welcome to the show. And we need the introduction here.
And we are live.
Okay. All right. Welcome everyone to the show. Glad you can make it. And we're just a couple minutes late here. We're waiting for the guest. Teresa, do you want to?
It'll just be a couple minutes.
All right.
Yes. His name is Steve Scott. He'll be joining us soon. Shortly.
We're just. In the meantime.
You want to tell us who Steve Scott is, Theresa?
Yeah.
Steve Scott has his own group, kind of similar to mine, but he's got a little bit more things in his group. His group's called 333, and that's actually what it's called. It's 333. It was actually my favorite numbers as well, so it's easy for me to remember it. But he's got an awesome group if anybody is interested in checking it out on Facebook. I belong to it myself. Sandy, I don't know if you've checked this group out yet.
I'm in the group, Theresa.
Awesome. Yeah. So I post a lot of my things in there as well. So I'm sure he'll be talking to us about different things as soon as we can get him to join us. He's very knowledgeable in a lot of various subjects. You're going to be a little surprised. We can get it out of him. So hopefully he'll be in here any second.
Yeah.
So what's going on with you guys?
I mean, there's some things I want to talk about. I know there's some things you want
Okay,
to
go
talk
ahead.
about. And there's some things that Curiouser wants to talk about. So it's your channel.
Okay.
What do you want to do first?
See,
yeah, no pressure. Putting it on you, but no pressure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can go ahead and find something right now, and let's see. Let's see. Somebody mentioned. Let's see. Jason Megard had mentioned the rainbows in real life and images everywhere flip daily. And I can barely remember the old reality. And that's just the thing. I think we should try to remember the old reality because, hold on to the memories. Otherwise, they're going to go because we really are bombarded with a lot of information, and then we just forget, what it was like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the old stuff. So, okay. And I wanted to mention about, let's see, the trident gum, the triangle. Well, we'll go ahead and right into some effects here then. The triangle and trident gum is in another place again. I swear this one keeps changing. It's changed several times now. I know.
Can you show us the picture of it?
Okay, I will. I'm
getting
to it right now.
Okay,
and,
perfect.
Gum, and I'll show you what I mean.
Perfect.
And yeah, that little triangle for the eye. Can you guys see? Okay.
Yes, you might want to zoom in. Oh my gosh, yeah. You want to zoom in on
Yeah,
it a little bit?
that wasn't like that
Wow.
before. It has
No.
changed. It
Right.
keeps switching and changing shape and everything. Yeah.
That's
And
new.
also the second T, I don't remember that pointy hook. Do you know what I'm talking about? The
That's
second
new.
T that it's super
Yeah.
pointy. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so what we can do then is look in Logopedia and see what that says.
Interesting.
I'm sharing the group link to 333 where people can apply to join if they want to.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm putting it in the chat.
I can't see the chat because if I go out of it, I can get kicked out of StreamYard. I don't know. Is there you want to do call outs or is it too early for call outs?
It's a little too early. There's 12 people right
Sure.
now. I'll wait a few minutes and we'll do.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the triangle, it looks like it was just normal for
Huh.
a while. And then, oh, what is that? Oh my God, I don't remember that.
What?
Look at that red rainbow
I don't remember that
thing.
round. That looks like a rainbow thing. Well,
From
without the other colors.
2005, I've never seen that before ever.
Me neither.
No,
That's a new
and
one.
Oh my gosh.
the triangle, Trident did not always have a triangle. It did not have a triangle in the 80s. I don't remember a triangle until the recent years. So
Yep.
I don't understand why that's
Wow.
I
saying
agree
that.
with you.
Yeah,
And
it was a dot. Like,
and I don't know
there's a
why
dot.
they'd use a triangle. A trident would be like 3 fingers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it doesn't make
No.
any sense.
It's, and yeah, see the dot? Okay, this is called, it's being called International in Latin America. That's how I remember it here. In this country, a dot. All right. And it's saying that it's always been a triangle or, shape over there and
Wow.
for the eye. And it hasn't. Oh my God, look at this. Oh, that's international. Okay. Yeah. So I just want to point that out. I do remember the dot and
Interesting.
the triangle just has changed a few times. Okay, and let's see what else I got here. I was just gonna ask, how? Okay.
Do you have any bizarre animals?
Yes, but let me do these first and just real fast. Let me just ask a couple questions about this.
I'm just glad there's someone in this reality who remembers rainbows like you. Sorry, I'm going back to the rainbow
Yeah,
thing.
I know. That is something. It's nice because I feel alone with that one. Oh, Flickr. Before we get to the chocolate, I was going to talk about the chocolate brand. A Flickr.
Did
I
you want me
wanted
to send
to.
that residue to you again, or do you have it?
I actually do have it. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, good. You want to
Flickr.
ask the
How
chat?
many remember? Yeah, ask the chat who remembers Flickr with an E.
I'm going to write both ways down in the chat, and then you guys tell me which one you remember. Like, do you remember it one way or the other? Like, how do you always remember the app Flickr, the website? I'm waiting to see if anybody responds. No one's mentioning anybody. The website Flickr. Okay, Gannibal remembers it without an E. Jason Maggard without an E. Shardakana isn't sure. Without an E for Karen. See, I remember it both ways. I know it's without an E now, but I do recall there being an E.
Yeah, so do I. And this is the thing. Okay, I'll show y'all.
Okay. Sagittarius
I
speaking.
remember.
No E.
Okay, here's the Logopedia. I remember. Okay, I remember it with an E. I didn't get my internet, and I was not using my computer until till wait, oh God, I forgot what year exactly, but I do remember the E, and it's saying 2004 present. I just can't believe that. Ugh. Does anyone just remember the E before that, you know, and after, and
it's either they're not sure or they don't remember the E.
yeah, I definitely remember an E, and this is saying 2004. Okay,
Jason Maggard's bringing up a logo I've already discussed. Yeah, Carhartt. I've owned their coats for years, and it was only one T for me. It was Carhartt. It was DT, like D is in David, T is in Tom at the end, not TT. They're merged, and the R is weird. Yeah, he was bringing that up in the chat, so I just wanted to. It's right there. See Carhartt.
Yeah.
The logo is all broken up now. That's not the logo on my jacket. It's not broken up like that. So that's a logo change with the company. With the broken up letters. Because it's not like that. Well, I don't think it is, unless it changed like recently. So maybe when you get a chance, when you're done talking about Flickr, go to Logopedia for Carhartt, if you can.
Okay.
But I'm going to write in the chat how it was spelled for me. It was like that. Carhartt.
Also, do you remember this candy being spelled? How do you say that? The Ghirardelli candy. Do you remember it being spelled like this?
Geraldine.
I can't see what.
Hold on. Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Okay, there's two L's. I don't remember that. Or something's way off.
No, there's two R's. It was
Two R's.
Ghirardelli.
Okay.
We talked about this before. It was Ghirardelli, not Ghirardelli for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's an older fact.
To mention that. Okay, and then okay. Hold on, I'm going. Oops. Okay, and this is changed to what? Change in spelling?
Which one?
The Carhartt.
Oh yeah, Carhartt. For me, it was Carhartt with a DT at the end. Now it's TT. And we're checking to see if the logo was changed by them to break it up from.
Oh, okay.
Like the A's and the R's are broken, because that's what Jason was talking about. But I don't know if it's a logo change or not, because if I have to, I'll go get a picture right now of my jacket. That's why we need Logopedia to see the changes.
All right, it looks like there's question marks. It's questioning it, but it's till present. Okay, can everyone see that?
Yes. Yeah, no. I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna go and check. I'm gonna take a picture of my jacket. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Show my jacket, the logo on my jacket. Okay.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
I'm looking for the flicker residue. I think I have it somewhere. Maybe she'll get it. We'll get at that later. But oh yeah, actually here it is. Well, she's gone. I'll show you all the flicker residue. We're just talking about flicker being with an E. So here. Come on. All right. There we go. There it is to me. Flicker photography. I guess it's both spellings there, but yeah. It's some residue right there. Just want to share that. Okay, and Teresa's gone. So, okay, and Sandy says she always won spelling bees in her school, but so many words are wrong now. Yep. And a lot of the grammar's messed up too, as far as that.
Oh, we lost Teresa.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
so
saying the spellings are wrong, but yeah, grammar's gone crazy too, because I remember grammar better. Anyway.
my older jacket is in the car. It's like an emergency jacket, which I keep in the trunk. I wasn't going down to my car. But the newer one that I have, it is broken up like that. And it was not. So that's a good find. I mean, I'll have to report back. I can check tomorrow when I take Joey to work, but my car's like a block and a half away. No way. I'm
Definitely check it out sometime.
And is Teresa, is she coming back?
I don't know. I'll check for her.
Okay, well, in the meantime, do you want to...
Well, there's all right. There's another... Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. I was going to say, do you want to talk about one of yours or one of mine? So, okay, what were you going to say?
There was another logo change for me. I'm getting to it right now. It's I show everyone. So. Lexmark has changed for me. The let's see, I'll go ahead and put the logo in. Yeah, that diamond thing was not that way. It wasn't. Look see how it's taken over the A and everything.
Oh no, I don't remember that at all.
I'm gonna look it up in Logopedia right now. Fast.
I don't remember the diamond at all.
Really?
No, not there at least.
No, not there. I don't. Okay, it's saying it's always been that way since 1991. Are you serious?
No, can't be.
No, I don't remember that.
I don't either. And it's also merged. The X and the M.
It's just right part of the A. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
ARK. ARK is merged.
Sure, that's smart. Yeah.
And then you have the companies like, oh no, we don't want that merged. Let's unmerge with the new logo. So weird.
Yeah. Try to get Theresa back. Okay. So what were you going to say? Do you
want to show the chat? So it's just one image. Well, two images. The mall map. And I'll ask everybody what they remember for JCPenney.
Okay.
Guys in the chat, how do you remember JCPenney being spelled? Very old one. Back. Yeah, I can hear you. Yay. We're talking about the mall map.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. We're talking about the mall map. I'm asking everybody to spell JCPenney how they remember it. We're going back to
Lord.
OG.
Yeah, that's an old one for me.
It's an OG Mandela Effect. And Karen Maloney remembers it without an E.
Oh, wow.
I think most people do.
Yeah. Because then it would look like Pinay.
Yep, Panay, right?
And
Exactly.
I have so much residue on my phone somewhere for that. It's ridiculous.
Hmm.
I can't find it all, but it's there.
Sagittarically speaking, remembers penny with like an actual penny.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah, that's
wanna
why it was J.C. Penney, not J.C. Pinay.
right.
I know.
Well, you want to show them what I found?
Okay. I'm coming.
Yeah.
All right.
I included the larger image just so they can see where it's coming
Are
from,
we?
and then the close up.
Oh,
Have we
there's
heard
a
any
lot of
TA
images
from our
here.
guests? Anybody?
Our guest was eating dinner and will be joining us as soon as
Oh,
he's done.
okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Perfect. Thank you.
Oof. Oh, there we go. I got it. Okay. Yeah, this is neat.
What you got for us, Curiouser?
Here it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's where my
Oh, wow.
master was. J.C. Penney.
Zoom in.
Yes,
Well,
I'll zoom in.
Can you zoom in it? Can you zoom in?
I'm going to try here. It doesn't
Oh, I
zoom.
kind of see it.
It only zooms sometimes.
You can kind of circle it with your pointer if you want.
That's what I was trying to do. Hold on.
I see it. Yeah, like barely see it, but I see it.
Okay.
Awesome find, Sandy.
Thank you.
I see it. So even the mall people remember J.C. Penney.
The number, let's see, 456. You can see 56. Yep. There we go. That's better. Okay.
There you go. I see it. Yep. Here she is. J.C. Penney.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Great.
Okay. What's interesting, I mean, also looking at that image, right above it is Hush Puppy. I remember Hush Puppies, but Hush Puppy, unless it's a different store. It could be a different store.
I remember Hush Puppies.
Yeah.
Bet you I could find residue for that. Not now, though, but I bet I can find some for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure. Somewhere.
I like Sagittarically Speaking's comment. You are here, and then all directions. That's a good one. But so do you want to talk about your Google thing?
Google thing.
Your Google thing, yeah.
No.
The Google thing that blew my mind.
Yeah.
What is it?
Let's talk
or my sky thing.
About, let me see, something else first. Let me show that. No, let's not talk about the clouds. Never mind. Yeah, well, I can do the Google. Let's see.
Well, if you want to save it, you could talk about my sky thing or Teresa's thing. There's a lot of things.
No, that's fine. Let's talk
about
the Google. Okay, this is what happened to me. I was on Google Maps. I was looking in at the street to where my mother was living. I was looking in, and I was going to take some screenshots of her place. And what happened was, I would turn there was a house. There ended up being a neighbor's house right in between her house apartment and the apartment building. There was a house I saw, and I was doing the screenshots, and it ended up disappearing. I would go turn the angle, and it would be there, and then it would disappear. Okay, so let me show you. Yeah, let me show you the pictures that I have of that. Okay, let's see. First of all, like, here is the house. I'll show you just what house it is. Okay, right. You see the house right in between where I'm circling with my mouse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, that's the one. That's the house that I noticed was there. Okay. And then,
You went to Street View.
okay, and here it is again. Here's the house here where I'm circling with my
Oh, I
mouse.
see it. It's like a little dark house in between.
Yes, it's in between. It's from the angle there.
It's like it's smashed in there. It looks like it don't belong.
Okay, and then I go to here, the front view of it. Okay, it's coming, and it's not there. It's gone. So I was like, wow. And so I asked my mother, and she said there was no house there. She said she's lived there for many years. Okay, there's never been a house there. There's never been any house torn down. Nothing.
And many years, let's specify.
Here.
Many years is more than 4 years, correct?
Yes.
And let's show them again the image of the house so they can see what year is actually on.
Okay, where did Sandy go? Okay, I think she meant this image. But it's just kind of free. Are you there, Sandy? Let's see where Sandy went. Sorry. Oh, she's there. Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Sandy? Is Sandy there? Sandy,
No, I can't hear her. She's...
could she hear us? Sandy, we can't hear you. I
She
hear
hears
you just
us,
fine.
but,
Yeah, but we
we
can't hear you. We can't hear you, Sandy.
Hold on, she said.
Hold on.
And she was...
She might need to go out and come back in. We can't hear you, Sandy. StreamYard.
Okay. She's muted. Sandy, you're muted.
Sandy, you're muted.
Hello,
Hello?
Steve.
I think you're right. I think she muted
Steve's
herself.
here, Theresa.
I'm here.
Hey, Steve.
Hello.
Hey, thank you for coming on last notice.
Yes, welcome.
Really appreciate it so much.
Glad to do it.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I was talking a little bit about your group, your 333. Do you want to talk a little bit more about it? I didn't say too much. I don't know too much about it, but if you want to talk a little bit about it.
Well, we are a core group. We've been together since most of us realized what was going on. I'm gonna say the very end of 2016. We were all in another group and kind of got kicked out at the same time. So I formed a group for all of us.
Wow.
And I have some oldsters in there like myself, and we try to be pretty liberal in there. If someone comes in and they just want to post a butterfly, I don't care. I mean, everything in our group doesn't have to be Mandela related.
That's true.
Well, the reason I say this, so many Mandela groups are so stressed out. The whole group's stressed out. Really, people are in there to help themselves. It's kind of like a place you can go that's safe, that you can talk about, well, the butterfly landed on the fence, but the fence changed color before it could land there,
Yeah. Wow.
And people get so pinned up over this. I know a couple of group leaders that just lose their mind over stupid little things, Me personally,
Not me.
I'm there just to, I'm not
Sure.
generally don't lose your mind. But I'm just there to help people along. I mean, I think we're all searching for the key answer.
Yes.
There is a lot going on. I think we're in a state of constant flux now, honestly. I think we are quantumly hopping through realities left and right, mostly to the right. I don't think we're going back. We're going forward. For better or worse, that's a theory I have now. That doesn't mean I'm correct.
You want to talk about a little bit more? Get a little more, because I know you know a lot of stuff.
I've run into several things over the time that I've been dealing with this, and I have done some research. And one night I remember probably about a year and a half, 2 years, maybe even, it's been maybe 2.25 years ago. Guessing, I don't have a date. I have a couple of members that could write me on this, but I remember I said, okay, I'm thinking, and this is a theory I've had, and I'll put it out there. It doesn't mean I'm correct. I think we're all in different realities communicating and don't realize we're in different realities. Now, let me elaborate on this a little bit. I remember one night as an experiment, because I had been getting in certain groups, well, the moon looked like this last night, or it looked like that, or it wasn't here. And I'm like, 5 different people looking at the moon 5 different ways on any given
Wow.
night in the same area or the same, let's say, North America. This doesn't make sense. So what we did an experiment, elaborating a little. We all went out at the same time, be it was Eastern time or either Mountain time. And what we would do is go out at the same time. Like if it was 8 o'clock there, we'd go out at 8, 7, and 6, and I'll take a picture of the moon and then compare them, because we're in the same geographical area, so to say, like the United States.
Oh.
So doing this, we all found that we took different pictures. Some were quarter moons, some were full moons, some were rotated, some were, and I'm like, now this doesn't make sense. We all are looking at the same moon from the northeastern or the northern United States, just the United States, North America. And we're all getting different pictures at the same time on the same night. What does that tell you? So one of 2 things: either we're all in the matrix, everyone wants to say. I mean, I'm not sure I'm on that boat, but I don't discount it. Or we're all in different realities thinking that we're all in the same reality. I think CERN has fractured the realities. And I honestly think as CERNs come online, because if you ask, you can go in your group and you can post a question. Pose this question to them, say, when did you first hear about CERN? And you will get 2015, 2012, 2002, 2009. You'll get a myriad of different answers. But no one will have exactly, I heard it at the same time as you, which leads me to believe in their reality. When CERN went online, they tapped into, for lack of a better saying, a quantum flux. So when CERN comes online in this reality, they bring everyone in this reality online. In other words, I could be in this reality, you could be in that reality, and this quantum computer is connecting all of us. We just don't realize it. Does that make sense?
That's crazy.
But
yeah.
It's actually, I've put that theory to test several different ways and several different times. And every time I put that theory to test, it works out to, yes, you're in a different reality talking to me. I think we can even do that now with communication on telephone, via internet. It doesn't matter. I don't think people realize, you're in a different reality and it's a thin veil and you're talking to this person in another reality. Again, it's a theory. It's just a theory, but you can try this experiment. You can go out, pick any given night, and have everyone take pictures of something, and you will all find that a lot of them are different, and it won't make sense.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, mind blown. I know. But think about what I'm saying. I mean, it makes sense that CERN comes online and tap in.
So this talk about different realities and stuff. Did you see what I was just showing about the house on Google and how it disappeared and reappeared? I
don't have video on this situation. I'm on an older iPhone, so
that's okay. Well, it's just kind of blows my mind that it could do that. It's like the place was from another reality of some kind, because it's like how could it possibly do that, and so I just here I can show you. I took some recent ones. Let me just show real fast finish this up. Let's see. And so it would be like different reality. It would be a different reality for me than from someone else. You're saying?
Yes, but you wouldn't realize. All these realities are very close together. Okay. So the multiverse, if the theory is correct, has literally millions of realities and all basically are close. The further you get away from the core or the one we started at, the more changes you're going to see. And I think you found that to be quite prudent as we're going along. Things are changing almost daily now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I do have a theory that the multiverse is collapsing behind us. I
Wow.
don't think we're just moving. I think we're moving because where we were has ceased to exist. Now, we all may be communicating from different realities. That doesn't mean that tomorrow that reality will be there. You won't know. You've moved, or your consciousness or something has moved you. But I honestly think they're collapsing behind us. Again, it's a theory. Don't anyone jump on and say, no, I didn't say I know. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Theory.
Yeah.
You know, we all have theories and questions, and we all.
But it makes
see
sense.
that- Yeah. And I think that whatever's collapsing those realities is a very dark thing. And the reason I say that, if you notice the way it's pushing us, every day something darker happens where we're at. And you can verify that. I mean, I saw a post today where, and I won't elaborate, but a police department in the 1960s actually dropped a bomb, a literal bomb, on an apartment complex or a housing complex where these people had held up. They dropped 2 1-pound bombs on them from a state police helicopter. Now,
Oh, wow.
myself, that didn't happen in my old reality.
I was gonna say in my reality either.
Right. And people say, well, how do you know it didn't? But because I spent a lifetime reading and researching. And I mean, yeah, I could have missed something, but are you telling me in all the documentaries I watched about this and that, all the newscasts, they never mentioned it? That, and today, that was huge news. You can read about it right now. All of a sudden, it's out there, and that's huge news. Well, then somewhere along the line, I should have at least seen it, right?
Yeah.
You know, but people want to argue, and that's something that really bothers me. And I actually posted about it today. If someone comes on there and says, "In my reality," or this never happened, don't bash them. There's a very good possibility it never happened for them. Okay, and you may have grown up with a Keebler F riding a bicycle, you know, instead of a tricycle or whatever. Okay, great. You had it all your life. You're used to it. I never saw this. You know, this is just an example. But don't bash me for saying I don't remember ever seeing this, and 5 other people never saw it. That doesn't make you right. That makes you right in your reality. And I think people lose track of that a lot, and they bash people. And I honestly think it stops a lot of people from actually commenting on things that they see or they would like to talk about. You know, they're afraid to say anything because somebody's going, "Oh, it's always been that way." For you, it's always been that way. It doesn't mean it's always, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And, you know, that just irks me. There's very few things that bother me, I think, those of you that know. But when I see someone say that and they know it's always been, no, it hasn't. You know, for myself, I'll give you an example. No one ever took a picture of the sound barrier. It didn't exist. It did exist, but you couldn't photograph it because nothing happened. Now we go back. It's always been that way. We've all seen that. You're crazy. What? No, I studied physics. I know the speed of sound. I know the speed of light. I know how it works. So when you tell me, "Oh, you just didn't know," I would have known. Trust me,
Sandy.
It wasn't there.
Wow.
You know, when
Sandy, can you hear us?
You don't know. Oh,
I've
I've
been able to hear you. Can you hear me?
Now I'm
I
not
can hear
saying
you
it
now.
wasn't. You know.
All right. I've been here. I've been here the whole time. Ever since Steve jumped in, you haven't been able to hear me.
Yeah. Okay.
Can anybody in
on
the group
purpose.
hear Sandy?
Well, if you can hear me, they can.
I can hear her, but she's low.
I can hear Sandy. She's really low.
Yeah.
So I think Steve, that it is important that we understand that some things can be true for someone else, someone in their reality, but not for someone else. And
Absolutely.
there's different realities that we're all
Yeah.
in. So, the whole experience is pretty much on an individual level. Yeah. And that's very interesting. Yeah, that really rings true for me, what you've been saying. Because I know it's really got to do with the reality. I sometimes I do think that maybe it is very complex, maybe more complex than we make it to be. But it does seem like that something big is going on. And you had mentioned that with the our other reality ceased to exist. Can you? What did you mean by that? Do you mean that maybe we all got I can't talk, obliterated somehow or something?
Obliterated? No.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no. When I say cease to exist, whatever's causing this is causing a cascading effect. The reality that was ceases to exist. It collapses in on itself, and you move to the next reality, which is closest to the reality behind you.
Okay.
That's why we see these changes. You see them, and all of a sudden, it's always been that way. No, don't tell me Coca-Cola's always had an apostrophe. No, that was my first biggie. It had one of those little asterisk lines in the middle. It was Ben. I can't think of what they call it. Ampersand, maybe. I don't know. But
Oh,
anyway,
I know the
it was
name of it.
totally different.
Oh.
But all of a sudden, I remember when I first woke up, it's like everywhere I looked, it looked alien. I'm looking at Coca-Cola signs and I'm rubbing my eyes going, okay, I know something happened. Then I go to Chick-fil-A. That's different. But the biggest thing besides those were the clouds. I will never forget my first cloud formations. It was like nothing I'd ever seen. And it's been like that ever since. I never know when I look up what I'm going to see anymore.
Stuff that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It shouldn't exist. It shouldn't happen. Cloud bows, rainbows, halos, you name it. And then sometimes I remember for a short stint during this, everyone was talking about it. Like the moon it was gone for 2 weeks. 2 weeks at a time, a fortnight. The reason I remember a fortnight was because I had friends in England going, where'd the moon go? It's been gone for a fortnight. Well,
Wow.
That's not normal. I mean, if we are on a planet that rotates a star, which should be, and we have a body rotating us, that body should be there every 24 hours, at least every 12 to 15. Whether we can see it because of cloud cover or not, it should be there. Now, for it to just go away for 2 weeks, that to me was wrong.
No, that's
not normal. But then we hit another reality where that didn't happen. I was looking for evidence and it wasn't there. It depends on the reality we hit. Sometimes it'll talk about it. Sometimes it's not there. It sounds crazy, but it's the truth. I've been through realities where Marilyn Monroe was fat. Then she was skinny. Then she was a bodybuilder. Then she was heavy again. Then she was, it blows my mind. And people say, oh, it's always, no, that's not normal. No. I remember in the JFK assassination, the babushka lady was the woman that had the film projector. Where I came from, they never found her, according to mainstream media. No one ever found her. I had a reality where they said, oh, we found her and we got all this information. And now I think it's back to they never found her. But there was a short time where she was found. I read the whole article.
Wow.
I may even have a copy of that article. The problem is sometimes when you take screenshots, it saves. Sometimes when you hit a reality, it goes away. I've noticed that too. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. So.
Wow.
I know I'm out there, but believe me, I've lived all of this.
And you make a lot of sense, Steve.
Do what?
I said, you make a lot of sense. You really do. I love listening to you.
Well, I've been studying this phenomenon now for going on, well,
What
2016,
just
3.5, almost 4
are
years.
you that I was just gonna ask you is when you woke up. I don't know, curious, or were you gonna ask him when he woke up? You wanna
You
ask
mean
him?
when I got slapped in the face?
Yeah.
You can call
It
it
seems a
waking
lot of
up.
people woke up in 2016.
I'm going to
A
say my
majority of
first,
us.
well, I knew something
Mm.
was wrong. And I talked to a friend of mine. I felt it, but I hadn't seen anything.
Exactly.
In about January 2016, January, we were talking about it. We talked all the way to February, but I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't getting out and seeing these changes. I didn't see them yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then around June of 2016, it really, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget going to work one morning, and I've got people that I know you can ask. I'm not going to name them on here, but
Uh-huh.
we actually talked about that not long ago. I remember the sun rising in the southeast. And I said, wait a minute. I had to pull over and look at it because it was all, I almost wrecked. So I'm pulling over here, looking at it. I got my compass on my phone. I go home and get a real compass, and it's like 180 degrees
Yeah.
southeast, and I'm like, this is completely wrong, and nobody's noticing this but me. But then I got in a group, and yes, a bunch of people noticed that the sun is just way off.
Mm-hmm.
But it's little things that hit you. Now that's a big one. I was thinking in the back of my mind, why isn't everyone stopped on the street looking at the sun right now? Something is way wrong, but the one thing I've noticed with the Mandela effect is people just seem to completely turn it off.
Yeah.
They see it, but they don't, and I have run into people where I've talked to, and this morning they were all gung-ho about it, and it was, oh yeah, I agree with you. This is what happens. It's all wrong. Something's all wrong. They go to lunch and come back, and they don't even want to discuss it. It's all good. They just
Mm-hmm.
it was a mistake. Huh?
Yeah,
What?
it's denial. A lot of denial. They just want to, be in their bubbles or whatever. It's also that. But I have
Okay.
noticed that people that aren't affected are, to me anyway, pretty bizarre. That they, don't, you know, feel react or aren't interested. They're just completely uninterested in the. I think that's very odd to me. It seems like, and from the reality I was from, if something was like that was going on, even if you're not affected, it would be a big deal.
Right.
People would just want to know what it is, what's going on, and somebody would ask you thousands of questions, about if you are affected, somebody who's not affected. But here, it's just like they don't care. It's like
Well,
they're
one of the big
zombies.
ones for me, I'll bring this up now. There's deniers as ever. I don't even know if the video's still there, but I had posted it before. I remember when the President Obama was in office, and he made a huge mistake at a large speech. I mean, he's got the nation in front of him, and he says, I have just returned from a cross-country trip across the United States, all 58 states. Now, for the President of the United States to misquote the amount of states that's in the United States and
Whoa.
not catch himself, not do anything, in my thoughts, I think the government backed up and said, whoa, 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 whoa. You've bounced here from somewhere else. It's, right now 52 and whatever it is, 50, 50. I don't know. It changes daily. But he made the statement that there were 58 United States.
Wow.
Now, the man is educated. I don't think he's going to miscount the states he's been in. I really don't. And he didn't go back and change it. He didn't say anything, and he didn't look like he had messed up. They write these speeches ahead of time. So whatever he had memorized had in front of him, there was 58 states in the United States somewhere.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, could be.
I mean, it's not like the president of the United States generally misquotes the amount of states he's president of.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, everyone brushed it off. as it was just a misquote. Okay, I understand you say 53, 50, 40, 58, and that's a misquote.
Sure.
I understand you can say the wrong number, but the
Yeah.
exact wrong number.
Right.
So I think they had to give him a debriefing. Oh, sorry, Mr. President, you just happened to land here in this reality.
58.
We know what's going on, but let me brief you.
Sandy, can you hear us? Sandy?
Uh-oh. Sandy.
Sandy. No, she's we can't
Sure,
hear
her
her.
icon's still there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just wondering if where she is. If she's having a hard time.
Well, to be honest with you,
She can hear us, but we can't hear her.
I think
I
these
guess.
broadcasts are interrupted on purpose.
You think?
I think.
No.
What?
Especially when we start talking about things like the government trying to cover this up or debrief the president, you're going to get problems. Now, again, it's a guess, a theory,
The AI. I always blame the AI for everything.
Very possible.
Yeah. That happens to her and I'll be on the phone with Sandy and I'm like, Sandy, I need to show you this residue, blah, blah, blah. We're talking about residue. All of a sudden the phone just dies. Not phone dies. It just clicks out.
Right.
Like, she'll be like, did you hang up on me? I'll call her back and she'll be like, you hung up on me? I'm like, no. And I said, did you hang up on me? And she's like, no.
Yeah.
It's like something happens. It's weird. I swear we're being listened to.
Oh, we are.
I know we are.
You can count on that.
Oh, we are 100%.
And I'll guarantee you that every group has someone in it that knows what's going on and they are reporting back to someone else.
I'd like to know who it is.
People say, no, not in my group. No. Yeah, okay. You got control of that, right? Mm-hmm.
It could be anybody in the group. It's definitely not me.
Well, no, I mean, I don't worry about it. I mean, because they're just doing their job. They know what's happening to a degree, either they're filled in or they're not, but they're getting paid to tell somebody what's going on.
Wow.
I believe. Again.
Just like the song, Private Eyes Are Watching You.
There you go.
But actually, that's changed too. If you listen to the song, I think it's this Private Eyes. How does it go now?
Every song has changed. It's amazing. It just everything.
Yeah.
I put my group together just to help people. Really, somewhere for them to go, somewhere for them to be together, and hopefully, whatever happens, at least they know we got each other.
Yep.
So.
And that's what I understand why there's always, if you notice in other groups, there's always bickering going on, or she said, he said. I mean, guys, we're all in this together. We're all going through this Mandela Effect together. We don't need to be bickering and fighting over stupid things. We're here for the learning experience. I mean, I've learned, this will be 3 years for me in December, about a week before Christmas, that I woke up with my Skechers with the T. And I've learned so much in the last 3 years that it's incredible, the things that I've learned and seen, and I've made a lot of friends and everything. So for me, this Mandela Effect has been a positive thing for me. And then having my group with almost 1,700 members, and Curious, that. I mean, it's like a wake-up call, but it's a good wake-up call. There might be a few negative aspects of it, but nothing we can't handle. My asthma completely disappeared. Heck, I used to have full-blown asthma. I was constantly over at Walmart getting refills on my inhaler. I woke up one morning, it just disappeared. I haven't had asthma since, it just disappeared completely.
Yeah. This version of
I feel
you
healthier.
doesn't have it. Yeah.
I feel much healthier now with the Mandela Effect than I did before. I think what they did, you guys, if you really want to know, is with all these body changes, I think the Mandela Effect gave us all upgrades. Different parts of our bodies, our eyes, our cheekbones, our hands.
We've been pushed through, we're going through realities where we've had these. If you'll watch, we'll get tougher and tougher, because I think the realities we're getting ready to hit are going to be worse and worse.
Yeah.
So
I foresee us having more body changes, Steve. Do you?
Oh, yeah. I
don't think we're done.
You haven't seen anything yet.
No. I just hope we
Yeah.
don't wake
Keep
up
in
with two
mind,
hearts.
there are dark realities. Right
Mhm.
now we're hitting the ones that are close to us. There are realities where the Germans won. There are realities where dinosaurs never died. There are realities where aliens did invade.
Yeah.
You just haven't gotten there yet. And people, oh no, that's not happening. Really? Look at all the extinct species that have never went extinct.
Yeah.
Look at what's
Hey, did
crawling around in the oceans now.
speaking of dinosaurs, curious, or did you want to tell Steve about that? The one that Brian found. That
Sandy,
has wings on it now.
Sandy, can you hear us?
I have been able to hear you the whole time. Can you
Okay,
hear
we can
me?
hear you now.
Oh,
All right.
All right.
Yeah, what I wanted to talk about was the Brontosaurus. Does that anyone, in fact, here, wait.
what's going on with Brontosaurus?
Yeah. Does anyone remember this being the called the Brontosaurus? Okay. That's what it was in my reality. The Brontosaurus, this
Brontosaurus?
dinosaur here.
Isn't that what it is?
Brontosaurus. Okay.
Isn't that what it is now?
No, it's not. Watch.
What do you remember?
There's no such thing now as a Brontosaurus, as far as I know.
It sounds
Wasn't
vaguely familiar.
Wasn't that in Jurassic Park at the very beginning?
No,
Yeah,
what I thought was,
but it's
wait,
okay.
I thought I saw a post in Facebook. People remember it Bronchiosaurus, and it is Brontosaurus.
What?
Okay.
I have to chat with
All
every
right.
member.
This is what. Okay, it looks like it came back, but it's a different dinosaur or something. Okay. It did actually. All right. Stop existing. Oh, it came back. Okay, this is really weird now. It's
Yeah, because people in the group were saying they did not remember Brontosaurus. They remembered it Bronchiosaurus. And then someone in the comments was like, yeah, I remember Brontosaurus too, but people were saying, I remember one of the comments said, I think you're combining Brontosaurus with bronchitis and making Bronchiosaurus. And I'm like, I was just reading.
It's a dinosaur with a very bad cold.
With a very bad cold.
Okay, it looks like it's
very bad cold. Snot coming out of his nose.
And so for a while there, it was not Brontosaurus. So I'm very confused. Okay, they stopped using Brontosaurus. They called it.
Can you find any residue, Curiouser?
And now it's back to.
Wait, let me ask you a question.
That's
was
strange.
the name that you were seeing Allosaurus?
No, I don't think so. No.
All right, because if you look that one up, it looks the same, but it's smaller.
No, this.
I need to excuse myself for a second to go heat up my hamburger. Okay.
All right, make sure you mute.
Sandy, this is the.
I'm going to walk away from my phone for a minute.
Okay. And this is the
make sure you mute because we can still hear you.
Yeah, so they do look alike, but no, it's the Brontosaurus that was gone for a while there. Okay, I guess it's back to normal. That's strange. Okay, sorry.
Don't be. That'll drive you crazy. Trust me. You get on here and say, "Let me show you something." Well, no, I'm wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand the frustration. Been there and done it. So it's amazing what you deal with because it will be gone, and then you hit another reality, and it's there, and it's like, your head's spinning. Wait a minute, this is not correct. But I've run into that quite a few times, so I do feel your pain if that helps.
Yeah, I know. I've run into that too.
Speaking of dinosaurs, they are coming back. You don't have to worry. I'm wondering how they're going to cover it up when the T-Rex or the Velociraptor or the Allosaurus starts eating people in Central Park. That should be interesting because it is coming. If we keep crashing through realities, and I know there's people, you're crazy. No. In every reality, it can happen.
Yeah, I
Just
hear
because
you.
it didn't in where you were, don't mean you won't wake up to where it is. And there was a guy in Australia, and I think we've saved that clip, and he said that he had went to it. The name of it was "I've Been to Hell and Back," and he had actually been in a reality that did have dinosaurs, and they were just roaming the streets.
Wow.
And he was in Australia. That is a true thing. I mean, he was very adamant about it. He said people had been bugging him because he wouldn't talk, and he finally got on there and opened up. And he said, "Now I woke up, I got out of it, but for about a week I was stuck there, and it was hell."
Yeah, I often thought that maybe the dinosaurs do exist, like maybe
They do.
they're hiding land and that
Oh yeah,
that they're roaming somewhere out there, but
they are.
they're just hidden from everyone.
Now I will bring this up since we're on here. I don't know how many people are listening. I don't know if they are or not. There's a
Hmm.
new phenomenon that has come along with this, with whatever's going on. As I said, it's getting darker. And if
Hmm.
anyone wants to look into this, it's called a dog man. I don't know if anyone's familiar with this, but
Hmm.
in every part of the United States, every part, and most all over the world, you can pull up the map. There are sightings and stories, some mild, some horrific. These things are, and I know this is going to sound crazy, so just bear with me. But from all the research I've done, they are modern day werewolves. The
Wow.
real life walking bipedal creature called for lack of a better word, everyone calls it a dog man. There's no longer just Sasquatch. We now have dog men. They are in every state of the union. Don't believe me? Go to YouTube and just type the word in and see for yourself.
Wow.
And you think people over there making this up? Oh no. You can listen to these people. They're quite adamant about what they've been through with these creatures.
Hmm.
So for anyone listening, be a little more wary outside because they do exist. I have done
Hmm.
the research. I haven't seen one. No, I'm not crazy. Go read for yourself. It's something wherever we've been pushed to, they now exist.
Hmm.
Now,
Right.
this is not making this up. You can go to YouTube right now. You can punch it in and
I'm
see for
back.
yourself. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is to warn anyone listening, be a little more diligent when you're outside going into the woods. It's not that we're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, have you ever thought maybe there are some realities that maybe we were all in that did not actually have Mandela effects but many other realities do, kind of
Yeah,
thing, if
there
you know
are
what I mean?
realities that do not have Mandela effects yet. But
Yes.
again, CERN is
Oh,
in
yeah.
as
CERN.
soon, in every reality. There's a CERN brewing. It may not have started yet. It may not have come online yet. It may not be doing anything yet. But wait till it comes online.
Hmm.
Boom. Now that's a theory. But if you look at the timelines, you look at everything, just go back and do the research.
Do
You'll
you
see.
think that can also alter creatures and what we're just talking about, how they are and act and I don't know.
These creatures exist throughout the multiverse, but I think just
Hmm.
like us, they're just one day they're here.
Mm.
Not that they really particularly wanted to be here. I think wherever they were collapsed
Just
and
like
blew
us.
together, just like us. So these creatures existed in A, and all of a sudden they end up in C.
Hmm.
They're there. If not, explain where all these new things are coming from. Oh, you just couldn't. We didn't
Exactly.
discover it. We didn't know. Are you telling me for all those National Geographics, this critter that's walking around in front of everybody was never seen until 2015,
Mm.
2017? Come on.
Mm.
Okay, I know Earth is big. I know there's a lot of creatures, but some of these things, there's just no way you could have missed it you know,
Hmm.
for the last 200 years, and all of a
Yep.
sudden, oh, I found it.
Really?
I
I
think
know.
that's part of the cover up. I think that the government's actually running scared from this. I don't think they know what to do, to be quite frank.
Yeah, and actually, Sandy, can you hear us? Sandy, well, we were talking about that. We were saying maybe they're trying to wherever we are, whatever's going on. I think we were discussing the possibility of being in a black hole or at least near one. Maybe they're trying to use that to manipulate things to their own advantage, but are kind of messing up or something.
We are a lot closer to a black hole than we were before.
Yeah.
Yes, and it is causing some interference. Yes.
Interesting.
But I will say that, you know, a lot of these creatures, they exist in a reality that's going to collapse. Well, the multiverse will save its species by throwing them into another reality. It's close, you know, and I think as things get tighter, you're going to see some really strange things crop up. Now, again, it's a theory. So you can say, okay, that guy's crazy. Well, prove me wrong.
No, I think you're making sense really well.
You know, just prove me wrong. That's what I'm going to say. Just like I told a lady in my group tonight, she kept telling me, you know, she knew something. I said, well, bring me the quote. You say that you know and I'm wrong. Bring me your quote. Well, that was the end of it. She didn't say anymore. Okay, well, as I told her, that proved you wrong, not me. You know, I'm all about show me. I'm like, show me state. Show me what's going on. And there's I think there are a lot of people that know more than they're letting on. Maybe out of fear, maybe I mean, you can't really go out and say, hey, I know what's going on, because you don't, without a lot of evidence and backing up. You know how people are.
Yeah.
And that's A. And then B, no one seems interested anyway, which just blows my mind. How can your world change around you? And I mean on a physical level, and you don't care.
Yeah, right.
You know, I think that's the one common denominator for all of us who are affected or call ourselves affected. So how can the rest of you just walk blindly through this and not do something and say something, have a reaction, you know? But they're not, for whatever reason.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Just, I mean, was it zombies, you know?
I don't know. I don't know if
Zombie
they just
gear.
don't see it.
Zombie surfing.
Yeah. You know, like I said, I've done this a long time, and I've put a lot of research and effort and thoughts, and I've talked to some of the best physicists in the world, top level physicists, and we've put our minds together. I had a background doing that, and they are in the same quantum containment as me. It's, you know, a lot of theory, no real hard other than what we do is research evidence, and no one's really coming out and saying anything about it. And I think part of the reason they're not is because they really don't know what. You can't come out and say, okay, yes, all these people are not crazy. Millions of people are not crazy. Yes, your world's changing. Yes, we're hopping through realities. That might cause a panic. So the government's not going to say that. It's just like aliens saying, oh, yes, aliens are real. They've been around for thousands of years, and we know about it. Of course, we have treaties with them. They can't exactly say that. You know, we've been saying they don't exist for the last 200 years, and now we're going to come out and say, oh, they exist. Well, they're getting ready to let you know, yes, they're real. We're about to get an announcement that microbes are alive on Mars, which means there could be life because there's life on Mars. Big flip, you know, but they got to do it in baby steps. As far as the Mandela Effect, I have no idea how they would even begin to broach that subject.
Yeah.
Because people would get mad. Okay, I got a song I like. I've grew up listening to this song, and you're going to give me the gall to tell me it's changed and there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, that's a minor thing, but imagine the backlash for a government to say, hey, yeah, it's doing it, and there's really nothing we can do about it.
What song?
In other words, you would have chaos.
Yeah.
Religions would
Which
collapse.
song, Steve?
Do what?
Which song is it? I want to know.
Oh, no particular song for me. I'm not a big. It was a example. You could do it with Coca-Cola.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you
could
had
say,
one.
You could say, like Star Trek. I saw this. Here's a prime example. I watched a lot of Star Trek. Picard never, ever carried a crystal anywhere, any episode.
The
and now
the symbol you're talking about on the Coke can is called a tilde.
Excuse me, it's a tilde. Okay, I knew something.
I know that because I looked for residue one day and I used the word tilde for everything, and I found residue with the word tilde talking about Coca-Cola. That's how I found the residue for it. I put in the word tilde, Coca-Cola, and I used my backdoor method to trick the computer, and it worked. I literally found it.
Teresa, Steve just dropped out. I don't know. I think he's coming back. Okay.
Oh, no. I see him.
All right, great. I'm so glad he's back. Steve, can you hear us?
Steve?
Nope, he dropped out again. Okay.
Oh, he'll come back.
Having a little connection problems.
I don't know. We all take turns dropping out on you, don't we, Curiouser?
Yeah, I know.
We leave you when we come back.
That's because I'm using the Ethernet, and it's a really good secure connection. So I don't have.
Are we gonna before he comes back? Were we gonna talk about any possible new Emmys? If did you have any more? Anybody?
I
you already know about the one I want to talk about.
I want to. Well, guys, since we're talking about the alien stuff, do you want to show my sky pictures?
Yeah, sure. Let's.
Yeah, you need to show him that.
All right. I was going to say what he was saying about the panic. I think a lot of these big things that are happening, that may be happening, like just any okay, yeah, he's going to come back. And okay, Steve, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Steve?
that.
Yes.
All right. Everyone here?
We can hear you. It happens to all of us. Don't worry about it.
Oh, it's
We're all
I don't
drop
know
off.
who's here and who's listening, but whoever you
Can you hear me?
you're not alone.
Yeah, I can hear you, Sandy. And
All right.
Steve, so yeah, what you're saying about the panic, I think if something huge is going on, like they probably are probably concerned that people do not panic, because if that happens, it would be utter chaos.
It would be complete and utter breakdown.
It would be
everything.
Yeah. So yeah, they're trying to keep that in line and under control. I don't think we're going to see the Mandela Effect too much in the media at all.
Not yet. Eventually, they're going to be forced to. It's coming to a point where they're going to be forced to say something.
They'll probably just humor it, like it's.
Well,
nothing.
they're not going to. They can cover it up.
Actually, pilots already are.
My opinion is Obama has already said there were 58 states. To me, the man went through 58 states. I don't think that he just quoted where he had been.
Yeah, yes.
I'm sure they scrambled. They scrambled right after that and said, whoa, let me tell you what's going on. But it's going to come to a point. If I was looking just by accident today, the sheer number of Mandela groups on Facebook, on Reddit, globally, is growing exponentially daily. So if go type them in, just type in and go right now. Go look. You will be amazed. Absolute. Just do a search on Facebook for Mandela groups. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
Boom, boom. You will be amazed.
Wow.
That's just Facebook.
I know I'm getting new members every day, and it's hard to keep up with them.
Go globally. This thing is global.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, the one thing that no one does know that I'll let you in on this, or I'm pretty sure about this. This is not just happening on Earth. This is happening throughout the universe.
Wow.
These changes are not just here. This thing is bigger than what people perceive it to be. Think about what I'm saying. Jupiter now, the last time I had it had 72 moons. Let me tell you where I come from. Jupiter had 8 moons. No, 12. 12 moons. Because I used to
12. Yes, 12.
8 of them.
12
It now has
moons?
72, and they just added some more. Shoemaker
What?
Levy 7 is now Shoemaker Levy 9. The 7 meteorites that crashed, or asteroids that crashed into Jupiter, are now 9, not 7. No longer 7.
Wait.
Mars has 2 moons now. Where I come from, it had 1. That was Phobos. This is just in our solar system. Think about if this is happening here. It's happening universally. That's the one thing that nobody has wrapped their mind around.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I could see that for sure. I mean, there's got to be wow, other lives and everything being affected.
Whole other races that are
yes,
affected.
that we don't even can't
Right.
even comprehend. And it makes you feel. It makes you think about your own pet animals or whatever. How would their experience? Maybe their own little worlds are different than that. You know,
They are.
I have thought that too. You know,
But when you really, if you really think about this thing, it's so much bigger than us.
yeah.
You know, I've argued with people about the sun here. Again, I go back to my education. I was very high. I know what I learned. My sun used to be 98.6 million miles from Earth, my old yellow sun.
Mm-hmm.
It is 90, now it's 92.6 or 7 million miles from Earth,
What?
which is a difference in the time it takes light to reach Earth, because light travels generally at 186,726 miles per second.
Wow. Yeah.
So when people say, well, you don't know, oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. So, you know, when I tell you I knew this, I did. Now, what it is now, it changes daily. You know, I don't argue. We was having a debate in the group about photographs. Now in the 1880s, they were photographing lightning. I promise you, on celluloid, where I come from, lightning would have had to stay still for about 2.5 minutes to get on a photograph in 1880 where I came from.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, they have in the 1800s stop action like explosions, frozen like we did with 1,000 frames per second camera in the 80s, which was huge technology, you know, on 35 millimeter film. How'd I know? I used to take a lot of pictures. But now, if you go back, you can find stop action black and whites that look just like you took them with the 35 millimeter camera with a F500 stop on.
Wow. Yeah.
No way.
Oh, yeah, wait. Go look.
Yeah, I've noticed that the old
What?
time pictures are like really clear
What?
and
What's causing technology to go even further back? That's all I want to know. What is the purpose of that?
I
Technology
think that
starting earlier.
it's a direct interjection by CERN to increase technology, because if we can go back in time, increase technology by hitting these realities and just introducing a little quantumly. Think about how far we can leap and bound to where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think,
Well, wait a minute. If technology is starting earlier back in time, wouldn't that change the timeline now, like a bubble effect? Wouldn't that make it even more up to date for us here? Like, does that make sense? What I'm saying, like a ripple effect?
it will be a ripple effect, yes.
I mean, it's bad enough we got this 5G stuff that I'm scared of, which my phone's
It will
so
kill
far.
you.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. Sandy, I know she doesn't agree with it, right, Sandy?
Sandy, are you
5G?
The 5G.
5G?
I want Steve, I want you to enlighten Sandy about that, because I know you understand it.
Yeah, well,
Enlighten her about it.
Well, wait, I think 5G is just like 3G, 4G, but I think the towers themselves can be dangerous. But I don't think anything's dangerous with the actual technology.
And you can look it up for yourself. There was a fire department that voted to take it off of their fire department. I forget where it was at, but it was causing their members to get sick.
Yes, from the tower. That I agree with. Yes.
Yeah. And I don't
I
know if
believe the
it's
towers are a problem, but
well,
not the signal getting to our phone.
it really doesn't matter. We've been bombarded with so many different things for the last 40 years. I think with everything going on and the darkness coming, that's the least of our worries. Really.
All right.
However, I will say that I got 5G in June, and in August, that out of nowhere, my cat developed the rarest cancer on the planet. She literally had a 1 in 300 million chance of getting this cancer because she's the second cat ever on the face of this earth to have this cancer that they know of.
Well, I'm
So,
sorry to hear
Like
who
the
that.
knows?
animal.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's maybe that's why. Because out of nowhere she got sick, but they also say that with cats and cancer, they aren't sick one day and then the next day they are. So
There you go.
who knows? But of course, it did coincide with my phone switching over to 5G. So
I don't know
Yeah.
that
you,
your
Steve.
phone would have been a phone. Maybe had you put a router in or something, but I don't know. But it's possible. But I'm going to say again, I'm seeing technology really, really change fast.
Mm-hmm.
We've got things that just didn't exist. TV now goes back to about 1919, 1920.
What?
Television. 1925, they
Television?
were doing broadcast in 1929. Full on
What?
broadcast in 1929, yes.
When did the
Yes.
first color TV come out?
Color. Well,
I
it used
mean,
to be the 1950s, but I'm thinking it was 1940 something now.
1940?
Something.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was the 50s.
It may have been before the 40s. You believe
Wow.
it or not, you just have to look it up. It changes all the time. So to give you accurate,
I can't keep up with it.
yeah, you can't. It'll change by in the morning.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you can't. You don't know anymore.
No, you don't.
And you don't know what happened in the history. You don't know anything about
Well, that's
history
the thing
anymore.
that I have addressed. I've actually went and addressed teachers because my question is, if I were to go take a test, a history test, I would fail miserably. And I always aced and studied for years history. The Mandela Effect has turned a black man white. Eli Whitney was a black sharecropper. He's
That's
now,
true.
in this reality, a white plantation owner. And he invented the cotton gin, and that's what gained his freedom. But that was what I was taught. It's not what happened.
Same. I was taught the same.
Now, I can continue on with things such as, for me, Babe Ruth was a black baseball
Yeah, I
player.
was just
He
thinking
was
that.
the
Yeah.
first Negro player in the American leagues. It was huge
Babe
for
Ruth is
us.
what?
He
And
was
he
the
was
first
black.
black
Yeah.
I was
American
not affected by
baseball
that
player.
one. I'm
Wait. I
not.
thought Babe Ruth is white.
He
Yeah,
is here.
same for me.
Yeah, but I thought he was black.
He was black.
He
I
was?
promise you. And I'll never forget finding out he had turned white. I was watching an old black and white movie about the 1940s on the life of Babe Ruth. And
Mm-hmm.
there was this little white kid playing baseball, and I kept looking for the black kid. I said, "Where's Babe Ruth?" And it was him. And I had to look it
Oh
up.
my
And that
God.
was a big one for me because
Mhm.
I had grown up. I remember as late as 2013, people
Oh my
talking
God.
about what a great player he was and how he was the first black player to get into our American League.
Oh,
And
I've got to
now
find residue on that one.
you won't. You won't.
I
You won't
probably.
find
I'm
anything.
going to keep
I've
looking.
looked. I've looked.
It's a challenge for me, but it'll take me a while.
Well, I hope you do
You
because
know,
I wish I could find anything that was.
it'd probably be one in a zillion chances I'll find it, but
Okay, the
right,
first color
Sandy?
TV
Give it a shot.
Yeah,
as of Google tonight
I will.
is 1953.
that's crazy. Color TV, I don't remember until the 60s.
1953.
Yeah, I
Now,
think
the
the
world's
What about the first car
television
that was
started
electric? Is
running.
that true?
Huh?
The first car was electric?
And then in the 40s, they first started coloring black and white
What?
movies,
you
but they
ready for
didn't have
this?
color.
The world's
Yeah.
first
They did that
television
to
station.
Wizard of Oz. Remember?
And Holiday Inn / White Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
That was a 1940s movie, I believe. That was black and white and then one color.
I bet you're not ready for this. First television
Uh-oh.
stations, 1920s, early 1930s. First television stations first started appearing in America in the late 1920s and early 1930s.
What station?
Mechanical
What
TV
what
station
television
was
station
called
was the first station?
W3XK and was created by Charles Francis Jenkins, one of the inventors of the
Whoa.
mechanical television. That TV station aired its first broadcast on July the 2nd, 1928.
No way.
I'm looking at it.
Oh my gosh. Can you Curious, or can you do you have a way to send that to Curious,
Yeah.
or can you bring it up, Curious?
How do you like this? Mechanical televisions in the 1800s and early 1900s.
What?
What do you want me to look up,
I'm looking at
Teresa?
it.
No, whatever he's talking about.
I'll
What
send it
year?
to you. It's easier just to send it.
Just say
And
it.
you can do whatever you want with it. I'm going to send it to you right now in Messenger because I know you
Okay.
don't
Yeah. Can
believe
you
me.
present it?
Well,
Thank you,
you can
Steve.
do whatever you want. I'm not making, I don't, as I tell people, I can't make this up.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Right there in front of you.
Wow.
I can't make it up. And no,
Did
it
you send
did
it to
not
me or
happen
did you
in
send it
my
to Teresa?
reality.
Who did you send it
You
to,
just
Steve?
sent it to me.
To who?
All right.
Who is me?
Sandy.
Okay, I'll send it to you. Not a problem.
Curious, I'm going to forward it to you. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you. I'm going to forward it to you.
I don't make this up. I do the research, but it changes.
No, I believe you. I believe you 100%.
There it is.
Let's
Yeah,
see
it
here.
does change because I know that Brontosaurus dinosaur was not there before.
Curious, I just sent it to you in the PM. Okay.
The
Now,
what?
Sorry.
there's probably a lot
Thank you,
of
Steve.
people, or sure, few people listening to us that won't ever talk. They don't get on here. They don't do anything, but they're listening. And if you take anything away from this, just don't be afraid to, embrace it, talk about it. It'll help you. There's nobody's going. Everybody thinks, oh, if I say anything, the government. No, the government don't care what you say. They don't. They got bigger fish to fry. Trust me.
Yeah, we're just little fish in the frying pan.
This sitting. Now they do know we're on here. They do know we're talking about it, and I guarantee
We're like gnats to them.
right?
We're gnats.
But we are pesky gnats. They don't like pesky gnats, but they're not going to do anything. It's kind of like you'll swat at them and they go away, but they can't really swat at this because they're not in control of this. They may tell us to shut up, but it won't do any good if we shut up. 15,000 others talk. All I'm saying is you can't be afraid of embracing it. Talk in your groups. If you're in a group and you want to talk about it, talk about it. You got nothing to lose. You ain't got to hide. There's nobody cares. You're experiencing this. Don't carry it like a burden and let it bother you. You can't change it. Just kind of roll with it. You can talk about it. I mean, I wake up to say, okay, what's changed today? That's the way I look at it. Well, what's new?
Yeah,
And I wake up sometimes, I'll go look at it. Is the world still here? Let me check the news. Because you never know what you're going to wake up to.
Yeah, I think it's time where we're going to have to face that it's a real thing, and after the initial shock or whatever of this happening, that it's just going to be a part of things now, a part of our realities, and then we have to come to accept it in a lot of ways.
Reality changing is our reality.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also to think, what it could mean, to your own self personally, what it could,
Well,
if there's something bigger coming, or
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Something coming.
there's no denying it. You know, if you do that, you'll probably not feel too good. You know,
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to, for anybody listening, I'm just trying to give them a takeaway. Don't, you know, you're not going to change it, and keeping it all
Yeah.
inside and letting it raise your blood pressure or scare you. It's not going to change anything. Go live your life. Go live your life to your best ability. Enjoy every day. Well, the trees are purple in the morning with green stripes, and it's always been that way. Go smell a green striped purple tree. Who knows? You might like it. It's not going to change anything.
Yeah. Just don't give up on anything. You know,
No, and
don't
don't
give
be
up on
afraid. I mean,
reality
it's
of it.
quantum physics. You can't. You're going to die to the next one. You're not even going to know you died in the past one. So just enjoy life. You know,
Yeah.
live it.
Yeah.
Live it to the absolute best you can, and enjoy it. And love everybody around you, because you never know. They may cease to exist in the morning.
Yeah. Really.
And I'm serious about that. As bad as it sounds, it's the truth.
What do you think about maybe something having happened in like 2012 and the people that I guess I did bring this up before, but maybe things ended and we all had to go to another reality.
There's a huge theory on it. As a matter of fact, there was a story, if that's what you're trying to get at, on Reddit, where someone coming there and said, "Hey, we did this. There's 12 of us. There was a nuclear war. We're trying to cover it up. If it gets uncovered, it's going to revert back to that history." Blah blah blah. I don't know. I'm
Yeah, that's hard to.
I'm not privy to that information. So personally, is that true? I can't say it's not true. I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't say it is true. Is it a plausible theory? Uh, I don't know what it would take, a level of technology that's above anything that they're showing you. Although I know we're about 50 to 100, maybe 200 years ahead of what you see. But as far as being that level of technology available on that scale, it's kind of like when people say, we're in a matrix or we have a artificial sun. I don't think
Yeah.
people understand the level of
Yeah, the amount of
technology it
energy
would
that goes
take
into that. Yeah.
to create a secondary sun that dwarfs the actual sun and put it into orbit with nobody seeing it, and turn it on daily. I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I mean, it's like everything else. I don't know what's going on, but that's pushing the level of technology that humankind has right now. So
I
if
just
there's
think
an artificial sun, somebody helped them.
a lot of things have changed for people in like 2012. It just seems things started getting funny, different. It's almost like you feel like you're in a different environment in a way that just everything feels different. The air
Well, I
you
haven't
breathe,
felt
how
right,
you hear
or
things.
yeah,
Sorry?
I haven't felt like I feel like I'm on an alien world every day.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I honestly feel like that. That's not just saying it, because you go outside and nothing. It looks right, but it doesn't. Does that make
Hmm.
sense? You look up and you see purple and green and red in the sky, and you go, "This just doesn't work."
Yeah, it's like stuff in my old reality, this would be stuff out of like a movie or,
Yes,
it's just a show of some kind.
rainbow mountains, rainbow
Yeah.
trees. Come on. I mean, and then you have a. Oh, it's always been no. For you, it may have been like that, but not for me. No.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just misremembering. No, not misremembering. Maybe you think I am, but oh no. You know, I go back to Coca Cola. No, no, no.
Yeah.
I don't misremember that. I mean, I grew up with it. It was something you don't. It's funny. A Mandela Effect is personal, but it's something you grow up with. That's like in the corner of your eye. You see it every day. You touch it every day, but you never really pay attention to it. It's not something you sit down and say, "I'm going to memorize this." You look at it every day, and you just, think, well, it'll always be here unless the company goes out of business, or and then all of a sudden, no, it's not there anymore. It's something different. But it was out of the corner of my eye. Now it's like right in your face, and it's like, but I remember, I know what I grew up with. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
But then you have people saying, no, you're misremembering. No, I know what I grew up with.
Yeah.
I'm not misremembering. The reason I keep going back to Coca-Cola, it was a big one for me. Because I bought some Coca-Cola merchandise. I sold Coca-Cola merchandise. Not a lot. But that apostrophe did not exist. And I remember looking at old machines. I almost bought several of them several times. I know what it looked like. And then I go trying to research this to see, okay, when did this change? And I go back to 1890 or 1905, and it's always been like it. No,
Yeah.
it wasn't like that. But you
No.
can't find evidence. Everybody's telling you you're
Mm-hmm.
misremembering. I think that's the one thing that's so bad about the Mandela Effect. And one of the reasons I wish a government or someone would come forward and say, hey, these people are not misremembering. It was for them in this reality. But they
Mm-hmm.
can't do it. Again, we go back to discord. The government would dissolve. There would be no order. But the truth is, for someone really affected that sees this, it's so hard, especially if they stay quiet. They can't tell anybody. They don't join a group. And they're living with this, seeing this. And it's really heartbreaking because people grew up with this stuff and now it's different. And who can they tell? I mean, how do you live with that without talking about it?
Yeah.
So I go
Right.
back to really, I'm just trying to help people. In
Mm-hmm.
my group, it's all about just supporting one another, being there for one another. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you post. I do a thing called Today's Funny. I always post something funny. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
what it is. I mean, and it's just to break the mundane of some of these groups. Oh, if
Yeah.
it's not a Mandela Effect, don't post it. And if it's not
Mm-hmm.
you, I don't want to see it. And if you better research it for 3 years before you put it in there and say it. And even if you do, you're going to have 25
Yeah.
people. It's always been this way.
And
So
there's also effects that you don't really remember. Like it just seems off to you. I think that people should be more, um, open about that. Maybe just share stuff that may seem off. But
they won't.
I don't. I'm not real.
If they share it, you get
Mm-hmm.
20 people or 10 people that want to say, oh, you're wrong. Look here.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I
Exactly.
mean, most people can't handle that. You
Mm-hmm.
you take a person, most people are, how many people on this call talking? 3 of us, 4 of us? How
Mm-hmm.
many people are in groups? 1,800, 2,000?
Yeah.
Most people can't put themselves out there to say anything,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
much less get in front of somebody
Mm-hmm.
and them tell them, hey, you're wrong. They can't handle it. That's why I always stress, if someone says, hey, let me show you this, who's to say they're wrong?
Yeah. Right.
It's
True.
like if somebody comes to me and says, oh, you're completely wrong about Coca-Cola. No, I'm not. No, I keep going back to that because a lot of people have seen this. No, I'm not wrong. You can tell me I'm wrong. You can believe what you want, but I know what I have. I don't care what
Yeah, and you want to hear something funny is that I remember Coca-Cola, and this was for a brief period of time, as Coca-Cola. That's Coke, Cola, Cola. And,
I believe you.
nobody else remembers it like that. And
I
I'm
believe
thinking,
you.
like,
You went through a reality that
where
it
was
was.
I? Where was I in a reality
Yes.
where nobody else was? It's
Yes.
kind of, yeah. Okay, there's one other person that remembered it, but I haven't heard anything else from anyone. And
Well, I'm
yeah.
matter of fact. Yes, you were. I remember when this first started, and I will never. I wish I had kept all the conversations, but again, it was new, and we were all in kind of shock city. But I remember in a group. I don't remember which group it was. This was all brand new to everybody. We had a couple of guys get in there, and they were talking about that they were really shaken up because where they come from, ice sunk. It didn't float. You put ice in a cup and it stayed at the bottom. And they were just like blown away because they went somewhere and everywhere they go, ice is floating. It doesn't float. And people were giving them
Wait,
absolute crap. And I
wait,
felt bad
Steve.
for. I understood them, but
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
yeah, I can hear you.
I clearly remember like Diet Coke commercials with glasses filled with ice. And they pour the soda in, and the ice would stay at the bottom.
I
I
believe you.
clearly remember that.
I believe you. There were people that were saying where I come from. When I dropped ice in the cup, it went straight to the bottom, and people were ridiculing them. I mean, imagine number one, you've woken up somewhere where your reality is upside down. Something you've done all your life is wrong. You grew up with it, and now it's defying your laws of physics. Well, now you want to get on there and you want to find like-minded people that remember your problem here. Well, now you get on there and you got 500 people saying you're crazy, you're lying, that's not true. Well, what help is that for those people? So they go silent and they live with this, and it bears on them. And that's why I tell people, be very careful of what you say to someone about what they believe, because you honestly don't know what happened where they were. You
Very
think you do,
true.
but you don't know that.
Sorry to interrupt for a second. Is Teresa backstage? Because she's in the chat. Oh,
Yes, she's backstage.
okay. I'm sorry, Steve. Go on. I had to
You're
ask
not.
her. If
Look, you're not. No. I have took the stage and said way too much. I'm taking away from other people, so I'm gonna let everybody else talk. I'm just,
No,
this is
you're our
my first
guest.
time
That's
on
the point.
Well,
The
this is my
point is
first.
for you to talk.
Well, it's my first time getting on here actually talking about effects, and I mean I've talked to many people and had, been in a lot of groups, but like I
You're
said,
doing great. I'm glad you're sharing all this.
well, it's
Wonderful.
all stuff that I have dealt with over the last 4 years, and I always try to keep an open mind about anything. I mean, we've got flat earthers, we've got non-flat earthers. I try to keep that at a nice boiling point. Am I a flat earther? No. Does that mean I'm correct? No. Do I have evidence? Well, I've seen curvature. Of course, I've seen pictures where there was no curvature. So I won't get here and tell anyone they're wrong. I'll say I may not agree with you, but I don't know if you're right or wrong. It's called being open-minded about anything, because honestly, I don't think any of us really know what the hell's happening.
Yeah, really.
And I don't think any of us really know where the hell we are. Excuse
No.
the language, but it's the truth. I mean, we all have speculation, we all have theories, we all have questions, but no matter how you hit this thing, it still comes back at you as you don't know.
Yeah, I've heard some people say maybe the sun's dying, and it
There's
makes you
that
think
too.
maybe that the planets, the whole solar system might be a different age and different timelines. Like, who's to say how old the sun is then,
Well, as far as what's
So maybe it
happening
is.
out in space, whatever's happening here is happening there. That's the part that people don't understand. Whatever's happening on this world is happening in this universe, across this universe. It's not just this earth. Think about what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I
See,
am.
when you really put it into perspective, it's a lot bigger than people want to believe.
Yeah. Bigger. Perhaps even more complicated.
Much. And there's been a lot of increased UFO activity, if anyone's paid any attention. I think that's a direct correlation to it's happening everywhere in the universe. They're just trying to get to the point of it or the root of it, just like everybody else. Think about it.
I actually caught something on camera yesterday, and we have pictures to show tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's a UFO. Well, it's an unidentified object in the sky that's moving, so I guess that's a UFO, right?
That's the definition.
Do you want to see
Yeah.
that, Steve? Maybe we can look at that. It's really interesting.
Well,
Everyone
Are
ready? Get
is
ready.
Steve? Steve, are you watching the show on
I'm not
another
watching.
device?
I'm on
Oh,
hold.
that's
I'm
right.
on.
Okay, that's
Then you know
all
what?
right.
I'm just gonna send you the pictures really quick so you can see
That's
what we're
fine.
talking about. How's that?
Well,
All
I'm
right.
familiar with
Well, you're pulling up.
military types. Um, military's been experimenting for many years using different things, and they love UFO because if somebody points it out and calls it a UFO, well, it's not a military craft, is it? So they actually love for you to say that's a UFO. That's what they want.
No, we don't know what it is, though. We don't.
The first image I'm sending you, Steve, does not have a blue dot.
No, it doesn't have a blue dot. I'm looking.
Okay, so the next ones I'm going to show you, you can clearly see it's in the sky and it's moving around because I took a burst of multiple shots.
Okay.
Here, I'll go ahead and
So
screen share this so everyone can see what we're talking about. Sandy caught this.
I see it.
The sky is amazing itself, you know.
Now, I
just
will
that.
say that kind of looks like a lens flare. I'm not saying it is. It looks like it, but we don't
Yeah.
have great resolution. But I do see it moving around. And
Okay.
I had it behind the cloud.
I won't say it's not, something. What? I don't know what.
There it is. Can everyone
But
see
I do
this?
see it.
Yeah, well, I didn't. I saw it with the naked eye.
So if you
That's
saw it with
why-
the naked eye, was it moving around? Then it's not lens flare.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Okay, and I believe
I
you.
took a picture because the sky was amazing looking, and I looked back up, and that's when I saw the blue dot, and I'm like,
It's
what?
something.
So I started taking more pictures,
It is
and
something.
then I saw the
Yeah.
blue dot move. Yeah.
So I agree with you. There's something there.
All right. So these are images from other people that she's showing
Right.
that has a similar blue dot.
Blue dot.
Yeah. Oh, you can't see what she's showing here. I'll send that to you too.
But I mean, that's okay.
No,
I have
I'll just
no
show you so you
problem
can
with
compare.
aliens.
These are from other people.
Well, then
Yeah, but I
whatever
was
this
showing
is,
yours too, Sandy. And do you
Yeah.
want to see? Okay, now this is from other people. This is this is what they're seeing too. So it
okay.
it looks like,
And
you
it
know,
definitely
alike.
for me was not a lens flare because
No, I
I
believe
saw
you.
it with my naked eye. There was no camera involved.
I
It was
believe
still
you.
there.
I believe you.
Mm-hmm.
I would say this is something. I can't speculate as to the size of it, but it seems to be energy based. Probe,
I mean,
possibly
ball
an
lightning,
alien probe,
maybe.
possibly a human origin probe. I mean, like I said, I think they're coming to see what is going on. I think a source of this problem may be Earth. And if it is, I have bad news for everybody. They will stop it.
But why is it blue?
Well,
Do you know how to
blue
explain
would
the
just
color?
be the energy wave it's giving off.
Oh,
It all it is. That's the type of energy it's using. What it would be, it's causing it to appear blue or be blue. It may not. It may be a physical object that's silver, green, red. Who knows? But the energy wave is blue. That's what you see, or the light spectrum. What you're actually seeing, or what your eye can pick up, is blue. Yeah, you actually, there are a lot of different frequency of color out there. Just what you see is very limited.
Yeah.
Very, very limited. So as to what color it actually is, I mean, to us, it's blue. I'd have to put it on a frequency spectrum to see what color it really is. And I mean, you'd have to analyze the waves or the frequency of light coming off of it. Gets into a whole nother animal. quantum physics and physics was a biggie of mine, so I do understand some things, and there's a lot that I'm trying to fill in the puzzle.
Hey, Sandy, it's kind of interesting that this other picture is like yours as far as the sun, how white it is.
Yeah.
It's almost like
it
it's coming from that source. I don't know, but it just struck me as look how like the whiteness of that
Yeah.
sun and
All I can
interesting.
tell everyone
That-
is the sun is all wrong.
Yeah,
Wrong,
I know.
said. And of
No.
course, there's those that say, "Oh no, it hasn't." Don't even start with me on that. For you, it may have. For me, it didn't. You know.
All right, I'm going to show my cloud video. I took this video a while back. Okay, hold on. I'll show you that. It's a while back, but it's really interesting. So I'll go ahead and show that. It's some really eerie clouds. And I don't know. You'll see. I know they're called something.
Mammatus. They're called mammatus clouds.
Yeah.
Well, I'll show
Hold
you
on.
something you haven't seen that I took last night, the night before last.
I had never seen these clouds though before until recent years, and I tell you, it makes you wonder why that would be. All of a sudden, the clouds are changing the way they are.
Check that out.
Yeah. Here's another one that I sent you, Curiouser. I sent you another version of the mammatus clouds. And Steve is sending me photos to send to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to say your cloud formation is interesting. I've never quite seen those before.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody's ever seen a lot of what I just said. I got out there the other night and I was looking at it. I said, well, I got to catch this one. I look at the sky now. I take pictures. I tell people,
Wow.
if you see something, screenshot it, keep it, try to put it somewhere
Right.
in case it'll be there later. Because a picture's worth 1,000 words to anyone.
Look at those. Wow. Yeah. I know.
I'll
Really
tell you,
interesting.
speaking of clouds, I never, before 2016, I never remember a white fluffy cloud being black on the bottom, looking like a storm cloud on the bottom, and white and fluffy on the top. I've never seen it until recently. Anyone familiar with what I'm talking about? They're like black on the bottom and white on the top.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But I've never seen that before now.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the
Yeah,
bottom's getting ready to have a lightning storm.
cumulonimbus.
Yeah, but it looks like I remember white fluffy clouds and storm clouds. That's what we used to have. They would turn gray, but the whole cloud would turn gray. Now they're white
That's
on
what
the
I'm
top
saying.
and black on
They
the
wouldn't
bottom.
start turning gray until they got that top hat appearance, the cumulonimbus.
Right.
Not when they're cumulus, the puffy ones, but when they got bigger, they would turn gray.
Right. If you wondering what I'm talking about, there's actually some of those in those screenshots I sent you. You can see a few of them in the bottom, and it's so you got a bunch of white fluffy clouds, and boom, you got these little gray, look like angry storm clouds. It just doesn't make sense. Nothing on this world makes sense anymore.
Yep, I agree. I also like that image I took the blue dot. There's like 4 or 5 different types of clouds in the one image.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that happening.
Well, it didn't. It never happened before.
No.
I mean, we got. Can anyone get on here and talk, or is it just us 4? Do they have to be invited in? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just us. It's just us.
Okay. How many
really can't
people do we
handle
have in the
anymore.
audience? Do we actually have people listening to us? I mean,
Oh
or
Oh
yeah,
yeah, we
talking
have.
to ourselves?
I have to
we're
look
live.
on.
We have an
I have to
audience.
change the
Okay,
channel
hello, audience.
to see the actual number. We're at 28, I think. 28 people,
Okay.
30.
Where's Teresa?
Well, I hope we're
Teresa's in the
interesting enough
chat.
to listen to,
Okay.
you know. But no, I mean,
Oh
if
yeah.
you look at this whole thing, it's a wild ride. That's what I refer to it as. It's a wild ride, and you just have to ride it. There's nothing else you can do,
Yeah.
you know. But as
That's
far as
true.
I do wake up in the morning and I look at the news to see if we're still here, and I look outside to see what the clouds are doing today. So,
Yeah.
you know, I've seen things I have never seen up until the last about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, for me, it's like living on an alien world.
Me
Now, I
too.
don't know about other people. I don't know if you 28 or 30 or whatever's listening. I don't know how it is for you. But for me, nothing feels right. Even when I'm driving down the road, I feel like
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong place. Now, I do have a theory I will lay on the 30 people listening.
Yeah. It
Everybody,
feels like the atmosphere is different. The
yes,
air,
it
everything.
definitely did.
Yeah.
The ringing in our ears. Everybody, just about everybody at one time or another, or me constantly, the ringing in our ears. I
Oh
think
yeah.
I know what it is. Again, it's the theory.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in our original reality, our personal frequency was in harmony with that reality. I believe what we are hearing now is the reality we've been pushed into, which is completely wrong for our frequency.
Wow. Interesting.
It could be.
But if you think
That could
about it,
very
it
well be
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah. Well, every time, yeah, that would make sense. Why every time we hear it, Teresa and I, like we say we shifted because we'll find a ton of new Mandela effects.
That's because what you're hearing, you're not supposed to be there. Okay? That's another reason the multiverse, in my opinion, is collapsing, because all of these things that are not supposed to be in this reality have been pushed into this reality in a wrong frequency. If something is harmony and you create chaos, what happens?
Chaos.
Right. If 180 trillion billion things just got pushed into the wrong universe because the one behind it is no longer there, and all of these 180 trillion billion things are resonating at the wrong frequency in a different universe, what happens?
Wow.
Oh God.
Interesting.
Right. Wrap your mind around that.
Chaotic.
So that universe will cease to or collapse in on itself because of all the wrong chaos, thus pushing everything to another one. Follow my logic?
Oh my God.
Scary,
That's
isn't it?
terrifying.
But
That's
it
terrifying.
makes sense, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. It
Unfortunately,
does.
it makes very good sense.
Yeah, it does. That's really scary, though.
Well,
It is. But again, logically, it makes sense.
yeah, that's why I liked I'm really into the black hole theory myself. We may be because what is the black hole but other chaos, right?
Actually, in the center of a black hole, if you could get to the actual center, it's very calm, just
You
like a
think?
tornado. Oh, yeah. But you got to get dead center of it. And it will eventually come out into a white hole in another universe.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, hey, Sandy, your picture kind of looked like a white hole in
Yeah,
the
kind
sky. No, it's really pretty, actually.
But
Anyway.
the
Yeah, I like
chaos
pictures
theory
like that.
is,
Though the sun does look different.
I've
of. Feel
had the
free to
chaos
use it.
theory for a while. I think that's partially why we're getting all these crazy clouds and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think it's the whole, it's universe. This universe is collapsing because of the chaos, and it pushes fault. Whatever started this wasn't that. Something had to create that disturbance that collapsed the first one. But it's a
Mm-hmm.
cascade or a domino effect. That's again a theory.
Do you think, I know your CERN theory, you might be believing that, but if, as far as other theories, would you think there would be an intelligence behind it?
I think
Uh,
there's a lot of intelligences looking at it. But
uh-huh.
yes, I
Okay.
think there is something malevolent, dark, large, and behind it. Yes,
Mm. Oh,
I do.
yeah, there is a kind of a darkness that I don't remember actually having when in my old reality. It seemed a lot more homey and lighter and kind of
Well, I think
safer.
we feel the negative energy that's coming from this thing and where we're being pushed to.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone wants, what drives me crazy? Oh, we're ascending. No, you're not ascending. If you was ascending, you'd probably be much happier than you are.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not. Did you wake up? They call it wake up. I think it's slapped awake. You don't really have a choice.
Yeah, some people aren't ready to ascend anyway,
Oh, no. Very few of mankind is ready to do any
Mm-hmm.
type of ascension.
Speaking of
Trust me.
which, today at the vet, the girl behind the desk was asking about, like, I don't know what we were talking about, but I mentioned that I stream live on YouTube, and she said, "What do you talk? What do you stream about?" And I said, I prepared her. I said, "You need to have an open mind. It's not. It's kind of like, a fringe topic." And she said, "Okay." And I said, I told her the Mandela Effect. And then she asked, "What was that?" She was interested. So I gave her some examples of which she was affected by. And then she shut down the conversation quick. Like, she got weirded out.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was amazing.
I know.
She was interested, asking questions, and then boom, done. It's just every time. It's so strange.
Well, and that's
I
why
just want to share that.
people get in the group and that, well, how can I wait? You don't. Leave them alone. Let the sleeping dragon lie. You can't.
Right.
They either see it or they don't. If they come to you and want to talk about it, fine. If you go to them and try to talk about it, one of two things are going to happen. They're going to shut you down or they're going to get angry. I haven't figured out the anger trigger yet. But they will physically get angry at you for no reason.
Yeah, I agree.
So I tell people, quit trying. It's not. People think it's their place to wake people. No, no. Live life, love life, take care of yourself. Don't try to show it to people. They see it or they don't. In my opinion, leave it alone. I have been down that road enough that I don't even try.
Yeah, I was talking to my brother one time. It's kind of funny about the Star Wars because I know he was a Star Wars fan.
Luke,
yeah, Luke. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I said, I asked him, what do you remember? Do you remember Luke, I am your father, or no, I am your father? And he said he remembered, no, Luke, I am your father.
Okay, so wherever he comes from, different again.
He's got both.
Life is
yeah,
like a
both.
box of chocolate. No, life was like a box of chocolate.
Oh, that was really funny.
You know, and again, I just, and for all the listeners, whatever, 5, 10, 100, my opinion, don't try to wake them up. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
If you see this and you need to talk about this, find a group, get in there and talk about it. You know, where people are going to at least understand you.
Yeah, you don't
Going to
want
these strangers
to
trying, I
understood.
mean, and I think that's another big problem with this effect. You wake up and I'll go back to Coca-Cola. Oh my God, it's all wrong. I've got to tell somebody. Somebody has to see this besides me. Mistake. What are you
Mm,
talking about? It's
Yeah.
always been that way. Huh? Oh yeah. You're crazy. What are you talking about? You know, so again, you're better off not trying. Personal opinion.
right. No, I hear you for sure. You know, you don't want to get people all upset for nothing, and it's just not going to help any.
Not going to help a thing. They're not
Mm-hmm.
going to do nothing but make you feel worse.
Mm-hmm.
Or friends you've had for years all of a sudden won't speak to you or they're mad at you. And that really doesn't help affected people. You know, you've got a best friend you've had for 30 years and you want to tell them all about this. So you go try to tell them all about this. And now they won't speak to you.
Right.
That doesn't help your waking up, as you like to say.
Yeah.
That just makes you want to forget it. And you wish you hadn't said anything, you know. It's really not worth that trip, I'm telling you.
Right. Hmm. All right.
I,
Do you want to? Maybe we can get into some talking about some effects. It's been great. But we got to show people a couple things here. I know we kind of
I was going
the
to ask
time
you,
thing.
should we show Teresa's stuff with her not here? I don't want to.
Oh, she's out looking for my Babe Ruth stuff right now.
I don't know if that's you, Sandy. Do you have anything else, or I could show
Just
something
the
right now.
Well,
truck
it's been
thing I
fun
sent
and
you.
it's been real. I'm going to get off here. To everyone affected, I wish you the best. I have a group on Facebook, you know, and they've got me listed. And you're welcome to join. You're welcome to post whatever you want. We
Right.
don't judge. We do not judge. We try to evaluate and we try to understand.
Right.
So I
Sounds
wish
good.
everyone the best. Yes, and I appreciate you letting me be a part of this tonight and share some,
So
again,
glad you could come on
theories.
the show.
None of this is written in stone. I'm not saying I'm correct. Best guess, hypothesis, theory. Some of it's a hypothesis because I did try to put it into practical application or study it, and some was just the theory. But if you think about what I'm saying, it will, with some people, it will make sense. With some, you'll say I'm crazy. I understand. It doesn't bother me. Hope I help.
No. Yeah,
It
you.
was,
I hope you can come back again too.
I will sometime or
yes.
another.
Sounds great. All right. Thank you.
Have
You
a
have a good
Thanks for
wonderful
night.
night,
coming on,
everyone. I'm
Steve.
going to hop off here. Good luck. And just love each other. That's
All
my
right.
best advice. Don't
Thank
go out
you.
here and try to change your world. Odds are you're not. You're going to
Okay.
get your feelings hurt. So, you know, take this thing one day at a time with a grain of salt. Because when it first, I'm going to leave you with this. When it first hits you, it's like a ton of bricks. But after 3 or 4 years of it, it's kind of what's new today, you know. So
Exactly.
you can't change it. You learn to live with it, move forward. All right, and on that note, ladies, have a wonderful evening.
You
I've
too.
enjoyed
You
it.
as well.
Thank you for the invite. I hope I haven't bored people to death. Good night.
No.
Not
Thank
at all.
No.
Thank you.
All right. What is her
Exit
stuff?
of the truck flat.
A Facebook? or the where are they?
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to give you the link to put in the description after the show. The link to the group.
Okay,
I've already posted it in the chat a couple times.
sounds
But
good.
yeah, there is an image I sent you of a truck flap. Do you see it?
Okay.
It's the Virginia
Yes,
DiVa.
I'm getting there.
Yeah. Okay. This is just a truck that was driving in front of me. Teresa's phone is overheating, so she's staying in the chat.
Okay.
So Teresa, if you can answer me in the chat, do you want me to show your thing, or do you want me to wait? So this flap in the car in front of me, forestry equipment of Virginia, the whole thing's merged and the V is being eaten by the A. So at least the A still
yeah.
has the bottom bar, right? Yeah, that's just a lovely logo I saw that looks wrong.
Yeah, it does.
And Teresa's telling us to do it with the Mandela Effect of hers. It's in transition that I sent you.
Okay. So what was the next one?
So,
The flag?
The flag would be the next one, yeah. First, there's an image far away of 30th Street Station, so people can see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You see it? It's a building. I don't know, Boris B., but I agree. All right, guys. So 30th Street Station is like Grand Central Station, which is now Grand Central Terminal. 30th Street Station is in Philadelphia. It's our train station. And this is the building. And I was sitting at a red light, and I noticed the flags on the right next to the pole. And when I got up to the light, which I sat at twice, there's a black flag with an eagle on it. The eagle that's in our history was on our money. That is missing the stars. But surprisingly, the stars are still there on that flag. It's the same symbol that the stars are gone, but the stars are still here on this one. So I quickly took a picture while I was still at a red light. All right, so I want to ask you guys a question before you show the images.
Okay.
Chat. What color? You know, I'm talking about the TV series Bewitched from the 1960s. What color is Samantha's hair? And I guess I should be more specific. What color is her hair in the intro? Because the intro is a cartoon. And I'm not talking about the actress. I'm talking about the character in the cartoon. What color is her hair? Yellow, blonde. Okay, that's good. Okay, so if you want to show the pictures.
Okay.
Teresa found this, and it's in transition. So I can still find it yellow, blonde. Finding it something else much more often. So this is in black and white. And to me, that gray does not look blonde. And this is the DVD cover. Red hair. Blonde. Same image in red. It's transitioning.
Wow.
Someone drew it in red. There it's blonde. Same image in red. All right, well, it's not in order, but yeah. There's a lot of her still blonde, but it's turning red.
Yeah, why is it red and then blonde? That's weird.
Exactly. And then if you can stay right there, or actually go back to the one with the red hair, because it's close up. That one. Stay there a minute. Brian McFarland noticed. Do you guys remember that swirl in her eyes? Oh, wait, is that one an actual dark pupil? Look at the other images. There's swirls in her eyes. Until you find a swirl.
Okay.
Apparently, there's an image of her, and her pupils are like like whirlpools.
Then none of these are real close up to her face.
Maybe right there. What's that? Like the DVD cover?
Here?
Is it a swirl? I can't see. It's not on my screen yet.
Hmm.
No, that looks like a pupil to me, like a regular eye with a white dot.
He may have been looking at it closely. I can't
Or
really
maybe
zoom
he's
in.
looking at. He could have been looking at an image I didn't have.
Okay. So what do you think? Her hair's going to be completely orange soon.
If the actress's hair color changes, that's going to blow my mind.
Yeah, really. This
But
hair.
currently, she still has blonde hair.
Yeah. But yeah, that is dark hair there in the
And if
black
you can
and
go
white one.
back to the Bewitched, can you go back to the Bewitched cover, the DVD cover? I want to talk about some other things. The DVD cover, right? Even there, right there. See, I'm also seeing a change in her clothing. See how it's black there?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to blue. It's changing to blue.
Oh, really?
And Teresa
Yeah.
doesn't remember the red stripe on the hat.
Hmm. Yeah, or the red stripe on the cape. Maybe that was a different color. Who knows? I don't remember.
Exactly.
Hmm. So it's red and
So
blue
there's
and orange.
red and blue now.
Yeah,
Right, and it's
that
wrong.
looks all wrong. Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. Now, interestingly enough, at that DVD cover, go back to it really quick.
Okay, I'm coming.
The characters at the bottom, the actors in there,
Uh-huh.
and it looks very close to her color. Look at that.
Yeah,
It looks very close to Elizabeth Montgomery's hair color.
Wow.
So her hair could be changing. I'm sorry about that. I've been trying to mute when I've been coughing. That's why I said I was muting on purpose. That's why. If I'm coughing, I'm
Yeah.
going to mute
Oh,
just
okay.
in case.
All right. Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if her hair did turn orange colored.
Yeah,
Completely.
to match her mother's.
Wow.
But
Okay.
that was a great find. Teresa's on a roll with Chester Cheetah and now this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to share something interesting. Have you heard of the rainbow tortoises? Look at these tortoises, these shells. Can you believe this? Look
Now
at
let me
that.
see. I can't see it. Give me a minute. It takes a minute to
All
update.
right.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, rainbow color, really colorful, incredible looking tortoises.
That's not Photoshop?
No, colorful rainbow turtle. Animals beautiful. No, these are real.
Oh my
And look
God.
at this one. Oh, that one's fake. Okay, but look at this one. Yeah, there's just incredible.
No, that's clay. Polymer clay. The second one you showed was polymer clay.
Yes, I know. But there's some incredible shells here. Oh, this one especially. Look at that.
See, I'm on a delay, so wow.
Yeah, I'll just leave it up for a while. But yeah, I've just never seen them quite like this before. The tortoise shells.
Oh
And
my
even
gosh.
the turtles, look at how colorful they are.
Yeah, that's blowing my mind more than the shells.
Yeah, look at that.
Well, wait, look at that article. Do turtles change colors?
Yeah, they're
Can you click that article? Can you go to the article and read it?
yeah. It's going now. Do turtles change colors? Turtle owner. Let's see. Yes, they do. Okay, turtles do change
Since
colors
when?
over time. The, I've never heard of that either. Yeah, it's change occurs differently into each species of turtles. The environment they live in plays an important part to color changes. Oh my God. Some are more intense colors and okay, yeah, it's just said that environment and helps them at capturing prey. Now, what do they eat? Greens? What? I guess they eat
Yeah, it's the
bugs.
thing. I thought they ate. I don't know. I thought they ate
Catching prey. What does
plants.
that mean? Yeah, you'd think they're just eating grass and green leaves, and so they're okay. I can agree with avoiding predators, but capturing prey, that's kind of funny. I
Maybe
mean,
they eat fish, maybe? I don't know.
why would you want to change colors for bugs and leaves and okay, whatever.
Boris B is saying they are predators.
Yeah.
That's that's what I'm used to seeing. Brown and green. That's what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, exactly. Like those. Anyway, they change color. Oh, look at this one.
Oh wow. His nose. It's like a pig nose.
I've never seen one of those before. That doesn't even look like a turtle. Oh, wow.
I don't know. That's crazy to me.
I know. Anyway, I thought I'd share this.
Yes, turtles eat fish, little fish.
Okay.
And Boris B said it's a slow change. They usually get darker, actually. So they go from dull to colorful.
Never heard of that.
Me either. I honestly didn't realize there was so much variety in turtles.
Okay, and oh, I wanted to share this. Here, I got some great residue picture I'm going to share here. Let's see.
Okay.
Where do you see this? Look at that. Can you see that?
In a minute, it's loading. Oh, the Haas avocados, yes.
And I got that on Reddit.
That is great residue.
Somebody got a residue, and apparently they do actually even sell these at a. They're still selling these kind with, and they're calling it Hass avocados. So what's the Mandela excuse for that?
Yeah, I know.
Because as you all know,
The Mandela excuse is that guy who owns a company who says your inventories are messed up because of the Mandela effect.
yeah, really. And watch when I type in Hass avocado. All right. And look what it turns into. I'm sure you guys know this one, but Hass avocado. It's a spelling,
Yeah.
2 S's instead of 2 A's. But anyway, I thought I'd share that residue, which is interesting that somebody
Yep, that's great residue. Yeah, it looks like a Costco or BJ's or,
A
a
Kroger,
wholesale
I
club
think it
brand.
was. Kroger.
Kroger? Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have Kroger's here.
And let's see, here is oh, here's another one that I found on Reddit. Does anyone remember the on the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the nurse Hatchet, or was it Hatchet or was it Hatched? Ask the chat that.
Oh, guys, what do you remember? Nurse Hatchet or Hatched? I remember Hatchet.
Me too.
It's not Hatchet anymore?
Nope.
No way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, show you. Okay. It's
You read that in school.
yeah, I got this the nurse from the One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest. Someone swears it was always Nurse Hatchet and not Nurse Hatched. So
No, Ratchet. Oh, I remember Ratchet,
Ratchet, I'm
not
sorry, I was
Hatchet. I knew
pronouncing that wrong.
something was off. When you were saying it, I'm like, I don't remember Hatch, so it was Hatchet. But it was Ratchet with an R.
Ratchet, sorry, Ratchet. I don't remember
And now it's Ratched.
that, but yeah, Ratched. Okay,
I need to look that up. Guys, I'm leaving the chat a minute.
yeah, sorry I pronounced that wrong, but yeah, nurse yeah, Ratched, which is a very funny name. So yeah, this is definitely changed for some. Ratchet and Ratched. Yeah, Ratchet. That's right. That's what I meant. Sorry about that. I wasn't pronouncing it right, but yeah, that's what I remember too. Ratchet, definitely. Ratchet just doesn't sound right. Anyway, Sandy's gonna be looking for that. Let's see. Maybe I'll find something else. While she's looking. Okay, or we can look it up. Let's see. All right. One. Let's see. Okay, here it is. Watch this. Nurse Ratched. It's saying. Okay, and here's the nurse. Okay. Ratched. Yeah, it's the name change. Sandy. There she is. Sandy, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, and here it is. I just looked it up, and it's Nurse.
Yeah, I went to
Ratched.
Google. I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me.
That's
I
all
know.
right.
I went to Google. It wasn't you. My alarms keep going off for medications, and it just ruins the microphone.
So Ratchet is gone.
Yeah, but see, Boris, I read the book in school. In the book, it was Ratchet with a T. It's not how it sounds. I remember how it was spelled because I read the book in English class in high school. It was required reading for most people back then. Now you're probably not allowed to read it.
Yeah.
The way schools are,
Yeah.
because I do it mental health. You know.
Yeah. Really. Yeah. It's an interesting book and movie too. But
Mhm.
yeah, because I definitely don't remember Ratchet. It's just Ratchet. All right. Okay, and here is some other one. If you guys don't have any more, Teresa's gone, isn't she? Permanently.
Her phone was over. Yeah, her phone was overheating.
Okay. Do you have anything else?
Not that I know of. I'm afraid to look. If I look, I might lose you again.
That's all right if you want to look for a second. I don't know. Um, it's up to you. Anyway, so okay, this is kind of interesting. Have you heard of the Hellfire Caves? Okay.
I don't think so. I do have one I want to ask the chat, which I'll have to send to you.
Go for it.
Guys, I don't know how old you are, but in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a wine cooler, Bartles and James. Can you please spell Bartles and James if you know what I'm talking about? And I'm going to send those images to you right now, okay?
Okay.
Anybody remember Bartles and James? Commercials had two men on a porch with hats and glasses. I had to really go back in my pictures, so give me a minute. Oh, I had the Learner Store logo too. Remember I sent it to you? Oh, and I found residue for Bud Light. I'm going to send that to you really quick.
Okay.
This is proving that Bud Light has always been LIGHT, but the second image, show the first image first, the Google search. Then the second one says light beer, and you'll see it says Miller and Bud Light, LITE.
All right. I didn't get the other image. What was it? Oh, wait. I think I got it.
I just sent them to you.
But yeah, I got the Bud Light one. And then.
All right. Yeah, while I'm trying to get you the Bartles and James residue, if you want to show those two images.
Okay, show the light. Which one first?
The Google one showing that Bud Light has always been LIGHT. People remember Bud Light LITE. And it's always been LIGHT. And then I found this residue by accident.
Okay, this is how it is now. Just light beer like that. Okay. And let's see, go to the next image. And there it is, Bud Light. Right there. Nowhere.
Miller and Bud Light,
Bud
the
Light.
sentence says. That's just
What is Bud Light?
It says near 80s and 90s and based on the endless stream of Miller and Bud Light commercials. LITE. Do you see it? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can't see it. Where is it? Because it's hard to see.
Oh, so it's not on the Google image. It's the next image.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Miller and Bud Light commercials. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
So
Hmm,
anybody remembers Bud Light, Lite, there's some residue
definitely.
that I accidentally
I do.
found looking for Bartles and James. So I have one person who remembers Bartles and James like I do. Anybody else with Bartles and James where we show the residue? Hi, Esther. Okay, so it's always been James, Jayms. It looks so wrong to me.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what Bartles and James is, Curiouser?
Yeah,
Do you remember
there it is.
JYMS?
Oh, that looks totally wrong. Yeah. Yeah, that looks wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong to me too. It never had a Y. It's messed up. So I have residue. That's just showing close up. And that is a YouTube video titled Ain't the Way I Remember.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
This is it's too small. I'm waiting for the
Yeah, it's small. I can only zoom in on the Flickr images, but this is
No. I can see it on my iPad. It's just delayed on the iPad, so I gotta wait a
okay.
minute.
Good.
Yeah, that's showing you how it is now, James with a Y.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
wow. Bartles and James.
Now available in West Virginia. A lot of us born in the 70s and I guess late 60s, this would have been our first foray into wine coolers.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. You would think Wine Spectator would know how to spell the name of
Mm-hmm.
the product.
Really. Yeah. These aren't excused.
Mm-mm. So this was an event hosted by Bartles and James, and they got it wrong. And Frank and Ed are actually characters. So in some places I find his name with a Y, and in other places I found his name without the Y. So
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that was their real names, but it's not. They're just playing characters. Like Doug or Mug, I don't know, something
Mm-hmm.
was one of the guys' names. But there's a
Ed,
lot of residue for how I remember it.
Frank Bartles and Ed James.
Mm-hmm.
Bartles and James. Yeah, very good with the residue. Yeah.
It just looks so wrong with the Y.
Yeah, it
I don't know
does.
how
Let's go
anybody
back
could
to the
miss
Y.
that
Look at
one.
that. Wow.
It looks ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. That does. James. James. Okay.
So that's the last one I have for except for the learner store, which I sent you earlier.
Okay. Yeah.
I just want to show the logo is way off for me. And I don't know if anyone's familiar with learner stores. They were stores back in the 80s. You would see them in malls and strip malls,
I remember this.
but the R is wrong. It's so wrong. It was just regular letters. There was nothing weird
I
about
don't
the
know if anyone's
letters.
it's small.
Huh?
But yeah. Huh?
You broke up. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry if no one can see it. I know it's small, but yeah, it does look lumpy. Look at the R, how it's doing that at the
That
line.
goes out into oblivion
Yeah.
right there. It was just a regular R. There was no
Yeah. It
line
doesn't look.
going out.
It doesn't look 80s. Also, wasn't it Learners with an S?
I think I remember learners too. Yeah, I didn't want to say that. I was curious. I was going
Mm,
to ask the chat, but if you remember learners, you're making me. Yes, I think so. Yes. It
mhm.
feels weird to say learner store,
Yeah,
you know?
Learner. Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
But I didn't have a
Yeah,
chance to I didn't have a chance to look for residue. So
maybe
I
next
just wanted
time.
to show the logo. Yeah. I just wanted to show the logo because the logo never had that line coming out for me. Teresa remembers learners too.
Yeah. Hmm.
But that's about all I have
All
for
right.
tonight.
Well, I'll
Do you have
just
anything else?
share the Hellfire Caves. Apparently, they found these are inside of caves now. This ancient origins, and it looks like it almost looks like a satanic stuff they found in caves. Ancient stuff of like
Oh,
these.
lovely.
Look at that. Yeah, really. And I've never heard of it before. I thought it was really strange that, they'd find that in a cave. Let's see where it is. Where it is? The West Wycombe Air Network. Oh, England. Okay. But Buckinghamshire, England.
Well, if that's England, then it should be Wycombe.
Huh?
I think the E would be silent in England. It'd be Wycombe,
Oh, Wycombe.
I
Thank
think.
you. Okay, yeah. 1748.
Wizardry lives 5 miles from that.
Oh, really? Wow.
That's crazy. You should go there and take your own pictures.
Yeah, really.
And send them in.
I just think that's a bizarre that finding there. Ancient, too. And look at, it just surprises me when they something like that and there's just very few pictures. It's almost like it's just made up or fake. I hate to say it, but uh, the way that I don't know, I've seen a few things like that are just interesting, like some underwater ancient beautiful artwork, and they caught it underwater. There's these stones, ancient structures, and there's just like some of them. They just see it, just a couple pictures of it, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like
I know.
wait a
Yeah,
sec.
I know exactly what you're talking about. You're trying to find stuff and there's nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, you want to learn more about it. But anyway,
Why are all their mouths open?
yeah, I know. What are they supposed to be? It's weird.
And are those names in the rock new
Okay, that
or
was
were
some
they originally
silent.
there? Kel, Ian.
I would imagine those are new, just graffiti. But I haven't really looked into that about the names. So anyway, thought I'd share that. There's just not
Weird.
a lot of it's creepy. Ah, weird. Okay, more weirdness. Let's see. And then this is going to be the. Hold on one second. Mm. Okay, the karst. Okay, hold on one sec. Karst cave in China. Let's see. All right. Are you ready to see a rainbow cave?
Yeah. Yes, I'm ready to see Rainbow Cave.
All right. Check this out.
Wow. In
Okay, we're going to
China?
figure this out. I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, change photography to it's a strange cave, I guess. I've never heard of it. I don't know why it's like that, or why it's rainbow. But
Are
look,
they
we can
using
see.
lights? Because the people are lit up
I would
that
imagine.
color.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Let's see what it says. Most beautiful cave.
It's still beautiful, but I don't know if it's the lights.
That's not going.
Wizardry, thank you. Wizardry took images of his own at Hellfire Caves. We're going to show them on the next show, because if I go get them now, it's going to kick me out of the show again.
Okay.
So I'm going to save them, and then we'll show them on the next show. Thank you very much.
Okay, this didn't say why. I'm still trying to look for what they're doing with the lights. I can't find it.
I mean, that'd be very hard to do with the lights. Light up certain areas different colors. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, and it's not saying. Okay.
I mean, I see light. I don't know where the light's coming from, though.
Yeah. Wow, this is weird. Okay. I would imagine they light it up with something. I don't know. It doesn't say. Cave, China. Jeez, thanks a lot for not saying anything about this place,
Yeah, well, Google Bexy Water Cave.
Huh?
I did see that.
Okay, I will.
Bexy Water Cave. That was one of the names of the caves.
There's no information. Okay, I'll look at that later. Okay, what is it called? Bexy Water Cave.
Yeah, Bexy with an yeah. I think it's an X. BEXI.
BXI. Wow. There we go. Okay. Wow.
Oh, Banksy with an N. Okay.
Sightseeing. Okay, well, it looks like they're lighting it up, but none of them are saying anything about it. So let's just assume that they're lighting these caves up rainbow colored. I don't know why, or I've
Or
never heard.
how? How did they get all the colors separate like that?
I know. I have no idea.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Beautiful though.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. See, have you heard of? See, okay. This is a little weird because it's now there are underwater bridges. You heard of that?
Wow. Not like that. I know about the one that you drive on to get to Key West because I've driven on it, but that's it. Not like that at all.
It's just really weird because yeah, you can actually, in fact, I wish I could zoom in better. Yeah, that's a better shot. See that? How it goes underneath the water? This one blew my mind. This blew my mind. I know this has been around for a while before. Thought it was really something else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
How do they
I mean,
do that, you know?
I would assume just like the Chesapeake Bay Bridge.
It's
Like
weird.
you drive underneath Chesapeake Bay.
And I've never heard of them.
I don't understand why they just didn't build the road on the top and to make a bridge.
Yeah, I
Why
know.
did they dig a road down further?
Hmm.
Wouldn't that make it worse for flooding? I don't understand.
Yeah, I know. Here's another one. Yeah, but there seem to be a lot of these underwater bridges that I've never heard of or never traveled
Yeah, I
to.
never heard of underwater bridges. I thought you said bridges over water. That's different.
No,
Then,
underwater
like what I was
bridges.
talking, the Key West thing doesn't go under the water, but the Chesapeake Bay Bridge in Maryland does.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, am I thinking of that? Is that Maryland? I think it is. Yeah, and it's a lot. You drive underwater a long time.
Oh, really?
It always scares me. Yeah, look it up. Look up the Chesapeake Bay Bridge.
Okay.
Like I've only driven on it like 3 times, and it just scared the crap out of me.
Chestnut.
Chesapeake.
Oh, Chesapeake. There it is.
Chesapeake
Chesapeake
Bay Bridge.
Bay Bridge. And images. Let's see. God.
It's half above ground and half under the water.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Tunnel tube.
It's terrifying to drive on.
Yeah, really. Contaminated soil. Tube will create a God. Warming its way. Bay bar. I guess it's hazardous to your health too, so that's scary too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I thought I'd share that. Then, am I sharing?
Yep.
Yes, I am. Okay. Oh, there it is. Stop. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap things up. But yeah, that was a very great show. I think very good. And
And I want to again thank Steve Scott for coming on. It was a great guest.
yeah, that was wonderful. I'm so glad he came on. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
And
thank you everybody for hanging in here. It was a very long show, so thank you for sticking to the end.
I'm glad Sandy was able to be here too, because she's not feeling too well. She's a little bit sick, but hopefully she's getting better now. And
Yeah.
also, I wanted to say to everyone, I'm sorry I haven't produced or put out a video in a while. I am in the process of moving, so I'm going to have to take take my time doing that, packing, you know how that is. And so I'm pretty late on my video. I probably will try to get it out soon, but I can't promise anything. I'm just going to have to take a little time off, and again, I apologize. So I'm glad you all could be here, and we're going to say goodnight.
Yeah. Have a good night, everyone.
And have a good night, and see you next time.
Uh-oh. And welcome to the Sandy Show. We need to send these clips to StreamYard, guys. If you can, hit the share button. And, yep, Sandy's still here. Yep, it's the Sandy Show. Hopefully, she comes back in.
Hi. Hi, can you hear me?
Here with
Hello. Hello?
go.
Hey, Sandy.
You just
Sandy,
left
hello?
instead of killing the stream. We're still live.
I just ended it. What is
No, you
going
didn't.
on?
You just left.
Okay, I'm ending it now. Good night. I'm sorry about
Good night,
that.
everybody. It's okay.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night, guys.
Okay, end broadcast.